What's up, peoples? What's up? What's up? Shout out to y'all. Welcome back to season 2. Yo, Marcus, I see you in the building. Appreciate you being here, fam. We are going to bring you on around 5:25, 5:30, something like that. Shout out to everybody, all the first responders, so to speak. You know what I mean? Just waiting on my co-host to get in here. We're gonna start the show. Season 2, y'all. Oh shoot. Season 2. Who've been here before? You already know the deal. Share the live. Share, you know what I mean? Bring your friends and family in. Oh!
Yeah.
Yo, yeah. We here, fam.
Oh, really?
Oh,
You starting on me now? Okay.
they're
Okay.
ready.
All right.
Bam, bam.
All right.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
see it?
All right.
You
Okay.
see it?
All right. All
Get
right.
that
Okay.
officialness.
Okay. All right.
We
You
back.
starting on me.
We back, fam.
You starting on me now.
Don't worry,
It's all
man. I
good.
got yours coming in an extra medium. I got you covered.
Thanks. That's
Got you.
it's really, that's great for you to tell me that I ain't in this medium, sir. It's great. Thanks.
Use boy that say that you know what, we ain't for doing that. But we gonna start the year off with positivity. We gonna start it with
Please,
love.
let's start this year differently, sir. It's a
Can
new
we?
year. It's
Can we?
2021. I don't have a white flag. But I'm gonna pretend my hand is a one. You can see it
Right,
as a white flag. Right.
right.
Let's have it as that. All right.
So we gonna switch things up here a little bit differently. All right. First of all, Happy New Year! Happy New Year to everybody that's in here joining us. What's up? What's up? We are back with season 2. Um, share the life. That's what we going. That's what
Sugar
me and
life.
Mose are going to do, right? So you're going to see me looking a little
Oh yeah.
distracted. You're going to see me looking a little distracted. Like, what's he doing? Why is he just staring at the camera? What I'm doing is I'm using that little triangle, that little kite at the bottom, to send out an invite to as
Airplane
many
mode
people
thingy,
as I
whatever it
can.
is.
Right? You know
Send it.
what it
Send it.
is. So if you're already in the building and you say invite from me, I apologize. All right? Just ignore it,
It's all
but
good.
because you're already here.
Hey, hey,
All right?
hey, hey. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So if you know some people who would like what we're doing here, send them an invite. If you got some friends that you
And
want
we're
to chat with, send them an invite. You got some people that you don't like, and you say, "Hey, I want to let you know there's people out here doing better than you." Don't do that. I'm just playing. All right. Don't
you
listen to
just
me.
doing it mostly
Don't listen to
anyway.
me. You know that I talk a lot of stuff. I talk a lot of mess. So that's what we're
All
doing. We
the
just
time,
doing
sir.
is a New
All the
Year
time.
same New Year same me, fam. We ain't
Uh
gonna
huh.
change.
Uh huh.
So
I
yeah,
know
so that's
that.
what I'm doing. So in the meantime, how's everybody doing? Y'all good? How was your New Year's? How was your old year's night? How's your New Year so far? What y'all do? What y'all get into? Who'd y'all get
I
into?
ain't do
Oh,
nothing.
hello.
Ooh.
Hey,
Oh, hello.
what?
Hey,
Come
you
on.
asking for too much now. Like, oh
Come
my
on.
God.
Come
No,
on.
no, 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 no.
Come on.
Uh-uh. Uh,
All right. All right.
dude.
I just put my invites out there. Um,
I'm about to do same here
yeah,
now
so
quickly.
shout out to everybody who's in the house, who's in the building. We about to we're about to get the show
Blast
started. We got some
off.
good things for y'all, man. We got some good things
Oh,
for y'all.
yes.
Um, but and the first thing I want to do, Moses, you ready? Are you
Sorry
ready?
again. Sorry. Yeah, yeah,
Are
yeah.
you
We're just
ready?
sending in, but secret. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, because what I want to do is that I want to get things started with our official new intro music supplied by Mike Colston, aka Journeyman Artist. Let's get this track going, y'all. Let me get some volume on here. Tell me how y'all feeling it. I want y'all honest opinion. You know, we keep it honest over here. We keep it honest over here. Let's go. Oh, wait. Technical. Oh, there it is. Yeah, yeah. Oh, ooh, ooh, ooh. I feel that. I feel that. What y'all think? Y'all like it?
Is it not? Is it yes? Is it no? Is it what?
I like to think of myself as the executive producer. I told him add that little that part. I don't know if you
Uh huh.
caught it. That was me. That was me. I told him put the little chippy chippy.
Uh
It was
uh
cool. The beat
uh
was cool, but then it was like
uh
it missed with something more cowbell,
uh.
you know what I mean? Like that. So what's up, y'all? The gates of Zion are open. We are here, season 2, episode 1 / episode 35.
Yeah,
For
that's right.
those of you who may not know what Xion is, Xion Network is a comic book networking group I started here in Philly years ago with the purpose of bringing the pop culture community together. Whether you're an artist, a writer, or just a casual fan, whoever you are, I brought it together with the purpose of us bonding, sharing, our love of all things pop culture, right? And we started doing these monthly meetings. Once a month, we would meet and we would collab, and we would network and chill and all that fun stuff. And we started a branch in Barbados with my man Mose as the head. But then 2020 happened. 2020 came in like your angry drunk uncle who thinks he can still fight. You know what I mean? That guy came in and
I
started
never
wrecking
had
shop.
any of those. Sorry, I
Lucky
never had
you.
any of those.
Lucky
Yeah.
you. And the tears. But so we couldn't do the monthly meetup. So the brilliant co-host that is Mo said, "Yo, Sean, we should use an online platform." And we started using IG to bring the Zion love to you. We meet every Friday, every Sunday at 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Barbados time. And we got a bunch of stuff on the docket. But before that, I am Sean Aline. I am the founder of the Zion Network group. I'm based here in Philly. Artist, uh, DJ, producer. You know what I mean? All kind of stuff. And with me, as
Produce?
always, is
Well, excuse me. He added that one. I didn't know that one. Anyways,
because I put the
I go
chipper
by the name.
chipper in the beat.
Yeah. Chicken, chicken. That's
The
have it,
chipper
sir.
chipper.
My name is Julian Mosley. I go by the name of Mose. That's spelled Mohz. 4 letters. I am a producer, a real one, beat maker, comic artist, illustrator, graphic designer, t-shirt designer. Yeah, because I also do my own stuff too. Because Sean I plug in myself too. That's right. That's right. Uh, Also, I am a small-time artist. And it was in a local movie. Nothing too big, but I mean, it's just all good. And I'm a part-time superhero, but since Corona's out here acting the fool, I just give that
We
for
only got 2 hours, boys.
yeah,
We only got 2 hours. Thanks.
yeah, I know.
Jesus Christ. Starting already. Shout out to Mike Colston on the Shout out to Mike Colston on the beat. Shout out to Beyond the Scenes Publishing for the shirts. Well, Mose did his thing on his shirts. I still got 2 of them in my closet. I like them. We got a lot coming up for y'all today, peoples. We're gonna have our regular discussion with Mose. We're gonna have our Phantom Zone segment. We're gonna have
Right,
our spotlight. We're gonna have how does it look? How was it? The return of your favorite.
correct,
But we got some new stuff coming for y'all too. We got some new correspondence, some Zion correspondence. We're gonna have something called Crosshatch. We're gonna have Let Me
correct.
Explain. We're gonna have in other news. Um, yeah, we got some good stuff for y'all, man. So and then we're gonna have, of course, last but certainly not least, our guest of the honor of our guest of the hour, Marcus Williams, Tuskegee Ears fame. He's going to be coming on around 5:25, 5:30, something like that. And so stick with us. We're going to have a good time. We're going to be doing some trivia. You can win some prizes and stuff like that. But
Correct.
and
Let
once
me
again,
just
shout out
say,
to
let me just get
everybody.
out my
Go ahead, sir.
let me just get out my inner geekdom and find them. Like, seriously, Marcus, I know you're in the building. This is an honor for me to actually see you well, kind of, because we can't see each other totally in flesh to flesh and meet and greet, but it's an honor, sir. Honestly, I've been a fan from the time I saw your work posted, like, who is this guy? He is drawing black people, black women, like how I wanted to.
Mm.
So from then on, it was like, yo, I need to know who this guy is, and then everything else, it was like from Instagram to other stuff and to Skiggy ears. Is like, hey, it's an honor, sir. It's truly an honor, really, I tell you. So Xion, back to you, and you finish the rest of you guys with this stuff because I'm geeking right now inside, just geeking.
Everything you said is so on point, fam. Marcus is one of those guys who I can't stand. He's too talented. He's too good. What are you doing here, Marcus? What planet are you from? How do you do the things you do? Why are you making the rest of us mere mortals look bad? What? Come on, Marcus. It's not fair.
No,
It's
you
not
should
fair.
ask yourself, Xion, is this, what are you doing with yourself?
That's my first
Because if
question.
Marcus could do it, no, if Marcus could do it, you can do it too. So what's your excuse?
That's my
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
exactly that. But that's a perfect
Well,
segue, Mose, because you know what we're gonna be
good.
discussing. You know what we're gonna be
What is,
discussing
you tell me.
on today's show. It's 2021, New Year. You know, you've heard it. New Year, new me, all that stuff. We're gonna be talking about finding your purpose.
Right.
Finding your purpose. What is your purpose? You know what I mean? So here on the show, you know, we play, me and Mose, we play around a lot. We talk a lot of nonsense. But at the end of the day, we want this to be something, a way for y'all to escape for a little bit, or you get something from it, no matter what. Whether you know, you laugh a little bit, you hate me a little bit, whatever. I want you to walk away with something. And I was reflecting on this today because of Marcus. I had a whole nother topic in mind, and then I saw Marcus's most recent post where he did some fan art of the main character from Pixar's new movie Soul,
Beautiful
and
movie.
he wrote a little mini blog, and in it he talked about purpose and how some people tell him what his purpose is, and that they incorrectly say that his purpose is art. And that
Hmm.
struck me because he said his purpose is he's a creator. And I
Right.
felt like he gets
Hmm.
me. He gets me. That's what I think. That's how I feel. Because I think people try to box me into, oh, you're an artist, you know, you do this. And I feel like I just want to create. There's so many things I want to do, so many fields I want to get into. And art is just one of
Right.
those avenues for me. And so today I wanted to talk about, you know, your purpose, finding your purpose as a creator and maybe hopefully as a human being. So Mose, let me ask you this. What do hearing all of that, right?
Hmm.
When you think of the sentence like, you know, what's your purpose here? What do you think for yourself? How do you feel about your purpose?
My purpose, I am put here on this earth to be also a fellow creator like you, because I
Mm,
am not only diverse in doing illustrations or graphics. Like I said, I'm a beat producer, beat maker, slash producer. I'm an actor. I sometimes think I'm a comedian, but I do some silly shit, but it's all good. But honestly, it is about knowing what you are and going after that same, um, for less word, purpose. Because from when I was 6 years old, I knew I wanted to draw. I knew I wanted to be an artist. When I was eight
mm,
years old, seeing Jim Carrey do all that funny shit on TV, with besides in Living Color, um, doing stuff in Ace Ventura and going on to other different movies, I wanted to do that.
mm,
Listening to hip hop, because hip hop is a big influence on me. If y'all didn't know this, ain't a secret either.
mm,
But listen to all of that and be in the backgrounds and stuff, and I said, yo, I want to be able to create something, at least make a beat, something. I actually had the opportunity to do so many a times. So I'm still searching, still filling that void of being creative, and still being happy also helps fuels that
mm.
same creative drive.
But you see, but I like what you just said about being happy because I think I think we got to really break down what it means to have a purpose, right? And I
Right,
think in society nowadays, especially in this age of social media, right, is like
right,
everybody wants to be a star. everybody feels like they have to be the biggest thing out here. You know what I mean? And I think some people feel like they base their purpose off of likes, the
Right.
views, you know, having a little blue check, that type of thing, right?
Right.
And for me, being older now, really reflecting on stuff, I realize that for me, my purpose is I want to create and affect people, right?
Hmm.
And there are all kinds of different people in this world. So how can I affect all these different people, right?
Right.
And I realize that is by me not limiting myself. This is just me. This is just what works for me, right? I I I draw, right? I have
Right.
some
We know this.
I have some semblance of talent. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna do this fake self-deprecating type of shit, right? I feel like it'd be much better, but I do have some talent. But I don't want to just draw comic books. I don't want to just do character designs. I want to do it all. I want to create. I want to do logos. I want to do tattoos. I want to do t-shirt designs, right? Because even if you don't read a comic book, you like to wear clothing. You know what I mean?
True.
Even if even if you don't like wearing certain kind of t-shirts and stuff, you know you're a suit guy. Um, you want to watch something, you want to read something. You know what I mean? So
Correct.
that's why I
Correct.
teamed up with these guys, and we put out the sci-fi anthology, um, Scribes of New Order. You know what I mean? I want to get into doing body oils, perfumes, all kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Um, it's about what's the effect you have on the world. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think? And then I was thinking about it, and I got some questions that I want y'all to ask yourself. Anybody that's listening right now,
Right.
Sean, Mike, I love it to pitch a Night Thrasher miniseries to Marvel. I would not pitch a Night Thrasher miniseries. I would pitch a
However.
whole Warriors miniseries. We get that straight.
Hmm.
The Warriors as
Hmm.
a whole is such a underrated concept. It's such a mishandled concept. That's the thing too. That's what got me with Marvel. Ever since, shout out to Scotty Young and those guys. No disrespect, but ever since they did that BS storyline where they gave them like a reality show,
Right.
that was the death of the New Warriors. That was so trash. And
Yep.
then they had the New
Yep.
Warriors as
Yep. Yep.
they had
Yep.
them as the cause behind the whole death in that caused civil war. They had them the cause of civil war.
Yeah.
They could have used
That
any
was
other
that.
bullshit team out there. What were the Great Lake Avengers doing? Were they too busy? Don't get me started on New Warriors. Don't get me started on my love of New Warriors. But I was thinking about some
True.
questions. So this is what I want y'all to ask yourself. When we think about purpose, right? What is something that you can do all the time without getting tired?
Hmm.
I see a lot of people, they go to work, they making good money and stuff like that, and they come home bitter. I got friends, fam, that I
Right.
talk to that they got nice jobs, they got the car, they got the house, and they're unhappy because they're not fulfilling their purpose. And they're talented in other areas, and I say, yo, fam, why don't you do that? And then they say stuff like, oh, I'm not good enough, oh, it's too late, I'm this age or whatever. But I'm like, yo, you can come home and you can do that and not get tired. Why not do that?
Correct.
Here's the other thing. If you didn't have to work, what would you do? If you didn't have to get up every day and go to work and make a certain amount of money and feel that you have to live a certain life, what would you do?
Right.
These are the things. This is how I live my life. I feel like I tell this story all the time. My best day working in my 9 to 5 could never trump my worst day creating.
I agree.
That's how I feel.
I agree. I agree. And I understand that I was in so many situations where that I said my worst day creating is could trump my best day at 95 I was, especially when it first started out because I I had war stories be like I really hated certain places I used to work before, and it was so underrated. It was so crazy. I hated it. I came home every single day tired, frustrated, and every single Sunday night I had Monday blues. And every Monday morning
Yeah,
I wake up, my face was like this,
exactly.
straight to work every day until one day is like in the morning. I was like, oh, bitch, I'm out. Peace, motherfuckers. And that from that on, it
Listen,
was like, yeah,
if you go to work every day, and you look at people and you think about the ways that you can get them off this planet. If you go to work and you just stare there looking at John or Susie, and they just say, "Hey, what's going on, buddy? What's the problem?" Nothing. But they know that you they know it's a problem. That tells you something in your
hey,
soul.
Sean, you speaking to the choir fan. I've been there. I've looked at coworkers like you. If I could get you off this fucking earth, I
Just say
swear,
one more word.
just say a
Say one
word,
more
say
goddamn
and
word.
say a word I don't like, say something that I don't like at
Sneeze.
all.
I
Look at
want you to
me
sneeze.
off, look at me off. I swear to you, will be your last moment and seconds breathing. Swear. Lucky enough to get rid of me before that happened. So
Thank
shit,
God.
that was
Thank
great.
God.
Hey, we gonna have
Um,
this show. Trust me.
people,
Damn.
we're talking about purpose here. We're talking about it's a new year, 2021. We know that 2020 was a whole dumpster fire. We don't know what's going to come in
More than that.
2021. But on your journey, right? What is your purpose? That's what we're talking about today. Here's another thing I want people to ask themselves, right? Sorry, another thing that I think people need to get into their head.
Right.
Stop letting people define what your purpose is. Stop
Correct.
letting people tell you what your purpose
Correct.
is. So many times
Correct.
people want to put you in a certain box, to define your life based off of them. Stop letting people tell you that you're just an artist, you're just this, or you shouldn't do this, whatever.
Let
When
me
you stop being afraid of people's opinions and stop feeling thinking what they're going to say, that's going to
right.
free you up.
Oh yeah. And here's something also that I add to that we're saying and let people start letting people do that. Also stop looking at what others do because they are not you. That's not their purpose for theirs. Your purpose is for you and your journey is different. Everyone
Exactly.
individually has to deal with things differently. So what success your friends have doesn't necessarily mean that you should have the same way because you have different goals and sets. They're comfortable living 9 to 5 jobs. You on the other hand are creative. You look to do something more than just sit down and exist in your life. You want to do something differently. So whatever they want to throw on you, just repel it because it don't really make sense, really. So
Yeah.
that's just my piece to add to your piece because I had this conversation with a friend earlier who should be in the chat because we
Okay.
were talking about this, and she asked me a question. I asked her, so how do you measure your success with others? Do you do that? But so I just had
Mhm.
to add that into it. So
Yeah. Like for instance, right? I want to take a second and mention this real quick. So recently,
right,
the Xion Network was we were nominated in the Gainon Awards, right? For
yes,
best online event of the year, right? So, last few days we were doing promotion and stuff like that.
right,
A lot of great people who were in the chat, they were part of the running for other categories. Moz was in for graphic artist of the year, two categories. Um, the results came out yesterday, Saturday, and
mm-hmm,
unfortunately Zion didn't make it in, right?
right,
No, I'm not even, why am I saying unfortunately? Zion didn't make it in, right? We didn't get to the next level, right? So on one hand, you could, a person would be like, where are your supporters?
right,
They say they love you, but they don't. You could think like that, right?
right.
But as I told you, Moz, before this, and I said, even if we didn't get through, that
Mm-hmm.
wasn't going to stop doing. I wasn't going to stop doing this. That wasn't going to
Hell no,
change anything. Shout out to Gainon.
hell no.
You know what I mean? Would it have been cool? We ain't going to sit here and pretend that I wouldn't have been there. Oh, Gainon! That's how it would have been, right?
Right,
But I'm not going to allow that to dictate what we do with the show, giving y'all our best, coming out here every Sunday and trying to put on the best show that we can. Shout out to Moz. Moz made it through to the next round. I think Tracy made it through to the next round. Ian, there was, and there's some amazing people in the categories as well, in their categories. Right. And shout out to the people in the Xion category too. Well, am I going to do it next year? Sure.
Hell why not? Yeah. You kidding? Why not?
Why not? But I'm not going to let that dictate, you know what I mean? So when you think about your purpose, think about what it is. Why are you doing the things that you're doing? Don't let other people dictate the stuff for you. I want to say this real quick before we bring our guest on.
Right.
Another thing I think I want people to debunk is the fact that your purpose has to be grandiose.
Yes.
Your purpose has to be this, this pinnacle. You got to have a statue made of gold built for you. You know what I mean? Like you are now the person that everybody looks to lead them, like some kind of Jesus. Doesn't have to be. Once again, that's social media, right? Your purpose is personal. People don't have to understand it. It doesn't have to be for them.
At all.
Get me
preach, brother, preach.
I don't know if they heard me, Moses. I said, your purpose doesn't have to be grandiose. It's not for them. It's for you. Whew. Child. You feel it?
Amen.
You feel the
Amen.
You feel the spirit in you.
Amen.
Come on.
Hallelujah.
Come on. I wanted it to be a tall because I was wondering if people were going to be like, how come Xion just grabbing random paper towels off of nowhere?
I just had to get a hat because it was hey.
Just say. Listen, we ain't gonna get into that. We going to get off of that right now. We are about to bring our special guest on, Mr. Marcus Williams. Moz is going to step out the room, and he's going to be working behind the scenes as our executive producer, making sure everything runs smoothly. And then we're going to see you in a little bit. That's cool, Moz?
Fam, this is my pleasure and honor to actually exit and listen to the one and only Marcus Williams.
Couldn't have said it better. So, Marcus, I hope you're ready.
He's ready too. I'll be out. Anyways, people, I'll be in the chat and I'll see you soon.
Yes. So, people, make sure you got your questions ready for Marcus. This is your space. You know what I mean? We want this to be for you. Feel free to write your questions in the chat. I'm going to send out that signal right now. We're sending out that signal to Mr. Marcus Williams. Come on in, brother. Oh, yeah. There we go.
What's going on? What's up?
Did you put the glasses on just so you could take them off?
Well, no, I had them on. I was like, I told myself I wasn't going to forget to take them off. And then I forgot to take them off. So, yeah.
I was like, I know that move. Move. Yo, man, thank you for coming on.
It's my pleasure, man.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing, man. Happy New Year to you officially. How you feeling, man?
Same to you, man. Feeling good, man. Feeling good. It's I think the cool thing that the new year brings for a lot of people is just a reboot. It's a reboot. It's a reconstitution of your bearings. You're sitting there and surviving 2020 like that. But I mean, for a lot of people, man, businesses have to reorganize, redirect their energies. People do that internally, so it's definitely a year for me to do that as well. Yeah.
Good, man. So just for the few people on the planet, all 5 of them who may not know who you are, tell the people a little bit about yourself. Introduce yourself, man.
Definitely, yeah. Marcus Williams is my name. My legal name. Marcus the Visual is what I go by on the internet. I guess my art label. And you know, I'm an illustrator by trade. I'm a character concept designer passionately. That's what I didn't know that back when I was. Oh, you told me to turn off notifications. I didn't listen. Let me turn off my notifications real quick. Let me just do
Thank you, brother.
that.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
You
Shout out to
know,
everybody that's
let me do
joining us.
that.
Thank you so much. Feel free to share the live if you're so inclined. You know what I mean. Bring your friends and family on in. We're having a chat
Right.
here with Mr. Marcus
Definitely.
Billington. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm a character designer by trade. I didn't realize that until I was in like my mid 20s, and I met an art director, and he was like, "Okay, so you know, character design," and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I guess I am. I guess I am."
Hmm.
Based on my portfolio, you'll see a lot of characters. I'm a fan of a lot of things, so
Yeah.
that comes through with my art, and you know, as of the last, I say 6 or 7 years, man, I've been trying to render and show what the industry won't show.
Mm.
And it's a personal mission for me now because I think my skill allows it to come out the way I want it to. And I think it affects a lot of people, including myself and my kids, which is, you know, if you don't want to show what a sci-fi, you know, action adventure character that's black and brown looks like, I'll do the honors and I'll just put it out there in the internet myself.
Mm.
So that's what I've been working on for the literally, honestly, for the past 10 years, but publishing wise for the past 6 or 7 years. Yeah.
Now let me ask you a question. When you first started on that journey, right, of putting out what you wanted to see, was
Yeah.
there any bit of fear in you at first of, oh man, people may not respond to this? How was the journey of you putting your art out there in for the world?
So the weird thing is I had, you know, a Facebook account when all this started, you know, 7 years ago or so. And I was posting stuff. If you scroll all the way back to the beginning of my post, I was posting character art and things and weird fan art ideas. But no, it was I never had a fear of doing any of that. That was never a problem. I was never afraid of a reaction or anything like that. It was the same reason I posted back then is the same reason I post now, which is not for someone else. It's for me as a fan,
Mm,
just sharing my ideas.
mm,
And the sharing part is not to get critique or criticism or, hey, do you guys think this is good enough?
mm,
I don't share it for anyone else's approval. I share
mm,
it for myself. And it's almost like a therapeutic kind of the same reason a DJ likes to play music in front of people. The same reason a poet likes to share their poetry. You know, it's not to necessarily get confirmation, it's just sharing.
yeah,
And that's a part of the medium and the craft. So, but back then I was getting like 25 likes. You know, I wasn't popular online or nothing. So, but through posting, you build your audience.
mm,
You find your audience. Your audience is out there. Whether or not they know you exist is another thing. So, you know,
mm,
over the years, I kept posting, and yeah, a lot of people caught wind, and they was like, "Yo, I like how you draw black people." I was like,
mhm.
"Thank you." Okay, I didn't know that was a thing. So, yeah, found my audience and just never looked back, man. It's been a wonderful ride, and just connecting with people in like minds and so forth.
I think that's one of the things for me personally that I love most about your work. I mean, besides from a technical standpoint, it's like, oh man, this is good art, which is also subjective, right? But
Sure.
is the fact that you draw a lot of things that connect to me. You draw a lot of Nubian representation, and I love the fact that you do your twists on characters and concepts and stuff like that. And I remember for me when you really hit was when you did Supernatural. I think that was the
Yep.
name of the character.
Yep.
And where did that come from? Where was it? Take us through that journey a little bit with that.
Oh yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that
No,
seemed like a
that was
real
my
turning
Oprah
point.
moment. Yeah, that was like the Oprah moment right there. The cat Anthony Piper was doing Trill League
Shout
at the
out to
time,
Anthony.
and he was posting, you know, his parody versions of the superheroes, and he went through the whole roster. He had Robin, he had Batman, he had, you know, everybody as it pertained to DC's Justice League. But he was doing his parody versions with black characters, and he didn't do a Superwoman. And I was like, hey, I see there's an opportunity here, and I started sketching up some stuff and put together the design, and it was that was the first design for Supernatural. And so I literally sent it to him and was like, yo, I saw you didn't have a Superwoman yet, how's this? And he shared it. He had a ton of fan following, and it literally, I told him he's like the Oprah for me at that time, and like literally like 800 friend requests in one day. And I
Wow.
was like, what's happening right now? What is this? Like, what the hell? What, and it went from there. And I mean, the art went everywhere. So Supernatural as concept went viral. And I had no plans to write a comic for her at that point. I was literally saying, yo, if you want to use the design, you can. And then ultimately he was like, well, I don't want to use your design. If you want to partner, we can. But, I'm going to push forward with the characters I designed. That way there's no legal mismatch or red tape. And I'm like, cool. I said, I'll go ahead and do a story for Supernatural. And been working on that, man, forever. But, since then, I've finished two books for her. And I'm going to release that this year. It's been a long time coming, but a lot has changed. Because at first she was supposed to just be a parody character.
Yeah.
I had the story in my mind of who she was, but so much has changed, man, since I came up with that character. So a lot.
And I try to be subtle with my sneakiness, but I
Yeah.
don't know how well it is because I purposely asked you that because I wanted, I felt that you would give that response, and that's something that I try to push to people of like drawing what you want, drawing something that's fun. You know what I mean? Not just doing it for the sake of like, oh, this can make me money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's going to, that will lead you down a whole path that you never knew that you didn't.
Right.
Because I get the feeling that even if that character had never took off, you were just glad to have done it, right?
Yeah, no, but I did it just for character design purposes.
Yeah.
It was not meant to be what it became at
Yeah.
all. I shared it, and then the overwhelming response was, where's the story for this character? I was like, oh, well, I didn't, okay, all right, I got you. So then it started pouring out. And character design has never been hard to write the story. Once I see the character, it's already kind of mapped out who they are in my mind. So I start the story of her and where she was coming from, because it was a parody, started out very much like, Superman, Superwoman-esque kind of a story. But, everything, like I said, changes. And I wanted her to feel more unique. And looking at the landscape of all of the, superheroes that are out there, I was like, I really don't want her to be some forgettable super suit wearing character.
Yeah.
And I had to go inward, man, and I had to rewrite, and now I'm at a point where I know who she is. So,
So I want to ask, I got a follow-up question to that, but just so I'm making sure I don't skip any person, we do have a question. We do have a question in the chat. It's from Ash.Kayla. Hope I'm saying that right, Ash. And she asks you, how do you manage to do your art so quickly? That's what I want to know too, man. Like sometimes I'm like, how did he finish this? He did 20 posts. What? How do you what's your technique on your speed and what's
it's
your
all smoke and mirrors, man. It's smoke and mirrors. So the trick, and I've it's not a trick really. It's just the method. It's the way I approach a lot of my art. If you look at my timeline, I sketch digitally, and I don't really clean up the sketch. That takes another hour and a half or so or more, depending on the level of detail. If you look at a number of the pieces of art on my timeline, I can pull up one here. For instance, let's go with this one here. This piece, right? And so the trick is, and I'm gonna show you, the trick is to, keep the sketch. Keep the sketch. The sketch for me only takes about, 30 minutes to rough out, and I'll clean up little areas here and there. And once you've done that, you have the heart and soul of the piece, pretty much. Where is he at? Oh, here he goes. Yeah. All right. So now, same image. And if you zoom in, you know, you see these sketch lines, right?
Right.
Okay. Same image. I didn't change the line.
Mm.
This was like a 30 minute, 35-minute sketch,
What?
right? Yeah, yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
I
So
am so much.
the sketch is loose. If you just zoom into the stuff, man, you'll see it. I don't hide it. And then I add all of the color. And of course, people that's the smoke and mirrors. So now same sketch with color and
Keep going.
highlights and things. The sketch lines are still there. If you zoom into it, I didn't change anything. So you have something that took, 35 minutes, and then the color itself can take an hour. You
Your
know,
your art for me is, I think of it as visual candy. Like if I could lick, like sometimes I feel like I want to lick the screen, fam. Like it looks like it could be edible. Like it looks like
word.
cotton candy. It's gorgeous, man.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
That's the trick. It's and I try to tell people like, oh, yo, that's so clean. I'm like, no, it's not. It's rough. I just cleaned up the lines around the face or in
mhm,
key areas,
mhm,
and everything else is sketch. And that is a way for me. It's a warm up. People don't realize that's what a warm up is. It's around an hour, a little bit over an hour
mhm.
before you start doing work for 8 hours.
Yeah,
So what you see, what I just showed you, is a warm up. And people won't believe me. I'm like, no, for real. That's it. It only took me an hour and a half. This piece, I don't think I have the. This one doesn't have the sketch, but I can show just another one real quick. Where's the original?
thank y'all for tuning in. By the way, shout out to everybody
Yeah,
who's in here. Thank you.
here we go.
Yo, and Nightcrawler is one of my favorite characters too.
Yeah,
Like I love that piece.
this is another sketch. Another sketch.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna lick the screen. It's coming.
See what I'm saying? But people see it and they say, "Yo, that's clean."
Yeah,
The coloring, I took time on. I actually
yeah.
sat back and said, "Okay, I want this. I want the highlights. I want the details." But it's a sketch, man. You zoom in, you can see the sketch lines still there. I don't get rid of the sketch lines on purpose. Um, but a lot of people just mistake that as I'm being super fast, and it's not. I'm standard in terms of speed, but I draw really quickly. So this one that I did yesterday, you talked about the soul one. The soul piece started the exact same way. I can show the sketch lines so you can see it.
We got a
No
segment on
different.
the show coming up called "What's on the Table." We're like me and Mose. We show our art. I don't think I'm going to do that today. I don't think I'm going
No, come on, man.
to. Nah, no. We going Mose. I know you're in the chat. We getting rid
No,
of that
no, no.
segment.
This is the piece
That's
that
the one.
I did for the soul joint, and I did this. I
Gorgeous.
started it. I was out eating for my with my kids,
Mm-hmm.
and they saw the start. They saw the start. A lot of people just don't see the start. But even when I show the start, people just assume that this is some sort of magic that's happening. I'm like, nope. It literally that's a sketch. I did. This is the
Wow.
same thing that you see underneath the color. I didn't take it away.
Bruh,
You know.
and for me, I love seeing sketches. Like I love
Yeah.
seeing sketch work. You know what I mean? So like the black and white is hard. The colors
Right.
are sick. Listen, fam, you got people in here salivating. I see it. I see there's
Appreciate it.
liquid in here. Um, so I wanna, and here I'm assuming too, where you're sketching, it keeps it faster. Like I think a lot of artists
Yeah.
sometimes they worry so much about it has the pencils have to be perfect. I'm
Yeah.
assuming that the sketches keep it moving, right?
Yeah. And I'm a fan of that energy. There's a few other artists that I follow that do the same technique. It's not original to me, but when I was retaught how to draw, I had to be retaught how to draw from when I went to Valdosta State University here in Georgia when I was in 11th grade. I got to do this program where you got to go to a college campus and be trained by a college professor in your field of study. So mine was art. And she taught me how to sketch.
Mhm.
She retrained me how to sketch and how to build images. But staying rough, staying loose, and keeping that energy of creation, that's where I'm happiest. I'm like, yo, this is fun. This part right here, what I call grunt work, is taking the next 2-3 hours of meticulously cleaning up everything. And I remember when Disney used to have those behind the scenes joints, they'll show the rough animation. I loved that. I loved how it looked. I was like, that's beautiful. And I wish they would keep it in that mode. And of course they don't. But that's technically where I use my sketches like that. It's meant to be rough. It's meant to be quick and whimsical and not perfect. I know it in my mind, even when I'm coloring it and I'm trying to, make it look appropriate or presentable. I still see the sketch lines as it still has the same energy. I didn't clean it up. I didn't erase it. That was on purpose. So it still feels like I got that energy locked in there. And I hope that's where, people can, I guess, convey that they see that to an extent. Maybe it's subconscious, because they really do think I cleaned it up. I'm like, nah, I didn't. It's still rough.
Shout out to Greenworks Cosplay, who just said exactly what I was thinking. He was like, got me looking at my shit and rethinking my stuff. And I just looked over at some of my art, and I'm like, I think that's one of my issues. I lose, like, I'll do a sketch and it feels natural and organic and it has all that energy I want, and then I'll do the art and like, it has to be perfect, and I lose some of that, and it takes longer. So going back real quick, because we got a bunch of questions. I see your questions, people. We're going to get to it, but going back real quick, you spoke about Supernat, right, and that turning point for you. And for me, one of in my memory, one of the other turning points for you that I noticed was Tuskegee Ears, your creator-owned comic book, and I want you to talk a little bit about the genesis of Tuskegee Ears. What is it? How did it come about? All that stuff.
Yeah. So Tuskegee Ears is it's a comic book that I'm creating and writing with my business partner Greg Burnham.
Shout out to Greg.
We were not at all planning to do this. We were actually working on a whole nother project, creative project, an original piece that we were trying to get made into a TV show, an animated or live action. And it was a comedy parody thing. It was superhero based, but it had nothing to do with Tuskegee Ears. Hadn't been talked about. It was not on our docket. We weren't like planning it. We went to a book signing event for Greg. He had a children's book that I had illustrated for him, and he had written. And we were at the mall here in Georgia, man, Atlanta, and an older guy came by, and he was like, "Oh, this is great, man. What y'all got for aviation?" And we looked and like, nothing really. Why, nothing. He was like, "Yeah, man, y'all need to do something for aviation. All these kids out here, they don't know anything about aviation, the history, Tuskegee Airmen. Y'all got anything?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, I'm doing a series of young Black superheroes called Young Heroes." And I was like, I was planning on doing something like the Young Tuskegee Airmen. And he lit up like a Christmas tree. The guy lit up. He was like, "Yo, if you do that, man, that right there, you can get that in the airport." And, Greg leaned over after the conversation, was like, "Yo, we need to write something. We need to write that up." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "The Young Tuskegee Airmen thing." I'm like, "Okay, let's do it." And I'm talking like in that week. In 1 week, we literally had like maybe 2 or 3 meetings, man. And the concept came like, how do we, first of all, highlight the Tuskegee Airmen without disrespecting their families? Because we don't want to try to, make money on their family. Like, yo, we're going to do the Tuskegee Airmen next generation. We didn't want to do that. So we try to think respectively. We're like, well, what if we put it far into the future from now? So we're talking about a next generation of pilots, not blood relatives, because those people still exist. They're real. The actual, bloodline relatives of those Tuskegee Airmen are very much alive and well, and there's lots of them around. So we said the next generation of pilots we're going to create, they are not related. They are just inheriting the legacy. And our conversation, man, it spiraled. We got excited. I'm like, yo, if we put it in the future, we can put some airplanes that transform into giant robots, and Greg's like, yo, martial arts. I'm like, yo, I'm designing the weapons. I'm designing a weapon, you know, and literally like we got excited, man. We was hopping all over the place once we had that conversation. And I was like, give me like a day. Give me like 2 days. I'm gonna
Yeah.
design the characters. And sure enough, the first piece of art that I drew was what I posted to Facebook. And it was just concept art in the sense that we didn't want nothing from nobody. It was just, yo, we're working on something.
Yeah.
Here's a little tidbit of what that is, and literally just put it on the internet. Facebook blew up. It was like, shut up, take my money. Where's it at? Where's the Kickstarter? Where's the? And I'm like, me and Greg were like, oh, well, we hadn't thought about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, give us a second. Give us a second. We're gonna get on that right away. And sure enough, yeah, within the next couple of weeks, man, we planned out the Kickstarter. We planned out the here's the image so you guys can check it out.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, the first image I drew was of Abel. Stan, why is that upside down? That's weird. But yeah, from there, man, we planned the Kickstarter for 2016. We started it in January 15th. We hit the button on the Kickstarter on January 15th, and it was a 30-day campaign that went into February 15th. And sure enough, man, we were Kickstarter's a weird beast, man. It's like you overthink it so much. So this was the first. Is this a sketchbook? It was just on a sketchbook, and I was just drawing, man, just playing. This is the character design for it, you know, and he's obviously leaning on a giant robot. So people that knew about the Tuskegee Airmen instantly was like, if this is what I think it is, shut up and take my money. And we were like, okay, hold on. So we hit the button January 15th, 2016, and we set it for $10,000 to do the graphic novel. Okay. And within 8 hours, dog, 8 hours, we got 10 grand.
Good God.
On the Kickstarter, and
is that like a Kickstarter? That's like a Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Is that like a Kickstarter record?
No. Gosh, I mean, for us, it was amazing. So we was jumping all over the place. But no, I think there's been people that have gotten millions of dollars. If you're famous and you go on Kickstarter, and yeah, if you just got to be famous. I think those people hold the records for it.
Oh no, I mean in that amount of time, like it blows my mind that in 8 hours that you guys were able to do that. That's incredible.
Right. What happened was within the next 30 days, we were able to raise $74,000 with the Kickstarter, and so this was the next image I created. Wow. It's flipped, so I apologize, but yeah, this is the next one that showed the rest of the team, the group shot, and from there, man, it was just incredible. It was me designing the characters.
Oh my God.
I hated drawing this gun. Greg, when you talk to Greg and you ask him about this gun, this took me like all day, dog. I hate drawing straight lines with a passion. So yeah, this took like all day. So but yeah, it was really just sick. A design kind of thing. But yeah, that's where Tuskegee came in from there. And it's been a roller coaster ever since, man. So much love for the brand, for the concept, and the goal has always been animated series.
I can see that happening too. And this is like looking at these drawings. I don't know how everybody feels about this, right? But looking at these drawings, I get excited. I feel hyped. Like I'm like everything about that story, everything about that world, these characters, everything just gels. And I was talking to somebody the other day, and I was saying, I haven't found that thing for me. Like I got ideas and stuff, but that thing that really, really, really makes me hype, and that I know could be a commercial success. You know what I mean? Because it's like, at the end of the day, we talk about finding your purpose and stuff like that, but there's nothing wrong with making a living doing what you do. You know what I mean?
No.
And I know that,
if you do it right, it's almost impossible not to.
Right.
Because it's going to resonate with people, and people are going to want to, either support or share that content or give it to their families and things like that. So it's hard to create something that resonates so deeply. with people and you don't get support. It's hard. Like you have to really try. Like we could have stopped and be like, never
Right.
mind, we're not gonna do it.
Right.
But it's really hard to create something, and it doesn't. We looked. Trust me, I spent like a week on Google. I'm like, somebody has had to do something along the lines of what we're trying to do, and it's really rare to get a first in this many things. So something that supports real history, something that actually ties in futuristic sci-fi action adventure, something that would be a first. There's no such thing as 5 young black animated anything or in print. You
Mm.
know, in the mainstream media, there's no cartoon on TV. Even now, this many
Yeah.
years later, there's no such thing. But that's hard to get that many things in a first and present it to everybody on the internet. And so that's why I think we got as much support. And it's still to this day, man, we don't compromise. We're not in a rush to do it wrong.
Yeah.
We feel there's a lot of people, and we got a lot of friends and people that are in the independent thing, man. Getting option for a show doesn't mean you're going to control it at all. You can get picked up by an actual, you know,
Wait,
studio or
did you get picked up?
no. We haven't. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. We got a lot of friends and a lot of fellow creators, independent creators that have gone on to get their shows, you know, optioned or picked up by, you know, these networks and things. But that doesn't mean you get to control it. A lot of
Right.
times in the studio, you would be very, very lucky to still
Right.
get some sort of creative control, because
Mhm.
what they do is hire a director, writers, other people that get your concept, and they push you like to the side, pat you on the head and say, all right, hey, thanks. You got your
Yeah.
money, you know, back up. This is going to be our interpretation of what you have, what we've now purchased rights to do and
Yeah.
create. It will almost never look like what you created. It's very
Mhm.
rare,
Mhm.
because they can change everything, or, you know, everything that you thought was special about it, they can change it
Yeah.
easily.
Wanted comes to mind. That
Right.
I love the book and saw the movie. But
Yes.
so real quick, because I'm still hyped over Tuskegee Air. I got a bunch of questions. I see your questions.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to them. Then we're gonna run through them back to back. But
Yeah.
tell me a little bit more about the characters from Tuskegee Airs. Like, do they
Yeah.
have powers, abilities? Like, what can it? You said something about martial arts. Like, what do they do?
Right. So I'll give you the elevator pitch, because we go to so many shows. So Tuskegee Years is a futuristic sci-fi action adventure story set 80 years into the future from now. It follows 5 young pilots that are being trained in secret by a descendant of the Tuskegee Airmen. Unfortunately, though, manned flight in the future is illegal. So he's training them under the radar, and he has a suspicion that the government is working on something nefarious. And when his fears are realized, when these these machines basically start attacking, you know, the country, countrywide, cities are attacked by these, you know, large robot machines, and no one knows who's doing it. The kids become the last line of defense when Colonel Mars gives them these amazing futuristic jets that transform into giant robots, and they are the last line of defense against this new threat. And
Mm,
we start the story there. The kids have these amazing missions that take them all over the world. They actually uncover and, you know, go seek this very rare mineral called axium, and they uncover lesser known cultural and historical civilizations in the process. So it's a very hybrid between history. We're highlighting and paying homage to the history of the Tuskegee Airmen, world history, as well as, you know, something that's entertaining. So you don't really know
right.
you're learning while reading
Right.
the comic, but you are. A lot
The
of people,
edutainment.
yeah. So in the second issue, for instance, the kids end up in Mexico, and they come across the Olmec heads. A lot of people haven't heard of an Olmec head. They're like, "What's an Olmec head? What is that?" It's unfortunate, but they're older than, you know, the whole story of Christopher Columbus, quote unquote, discovering. They were
Mm,
here well before he stumbled upon, you know, for thousands of years. And these giant, you know, some of them are 8 foot plus tall, 10 foot tall giant head sculptures. You can Google them. They were made of this stone that was from a mountain that was hundreds of miles away, and they date back thousands of years ago before there was cranes or anything like that. But the cool thing is, when you look at an Olmec head, you know, the features very distinct. They got cornrows. Some of them have cornrows. They have these very
Mm.
full lips, wide noses, and they look very African.
Yeah.
Which begs the question, yo, wait, so Africans were in Mexico? You
Mm.
know, and of course, we don't want to buck up at historians. We just want to say, yo, we know what that looks like. You know, if you guys have never heard of it, go look it and
Right.
do the history, do the research, and kind of form an opinion. You won't find them in history books, unfortunately.
Mm.
So
As
that's
you
where,
do.
yeah, we use our platform, we use our story to highlight lesser known historical facts and, you know, civilizations in that way. So it's a really cool thing that when we get to the cartoon, man, it's going to be great. For the comic, yeah, for the comic, we have to truncate that information because we only
Mm.
have so many pages. But when we get, you know, minutes of animation and we really get the dialogue and all that, we can really kind of pull out the special nature of these historical cultures and ask those really good hard questions like,
Yeah.
wait, this, you know, this look like my uncle right here, man. You got lips and nose, right?
And it's something where, like you said earlier, one of the things is missing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That there's not many cartoons, series, whatever have you, doing this level of history mixed with the coolness. You know what I mean? Zero.
There's zero. There's zero.
And when I
There's
tell
no
you, like,
cartoon
when
on
I tell you I
Cartoon
can see
Network,
it,
Netflix. No one is highlighting, you know, these kinds of things, especially Black culture,
yeah,
Black and brown culture. It's not there because I can only assume there's gatekeepers that say, well, we don't really want to highlight their history. We want to highlight our history.
all right,
So
of course. So you mentioned the characters. They're going through these cool
yeah,
things. What's some of the stuff they could do?
yeah. So the kids are they've been raised by Colonel Mars. Colonel Mars is kind of like the Master Splinter, you know, from the
Okay.
Ninja Turtles. He has instilled all of his training from being a pilot to martial arts to weapons training and of course the philosophy of the Tuskegee Airmen and into these five pilots, the young pilots. So our team leader is Ayana. She is a teenage girl. Gosh, I should probably show it. There we go.
Oh,
It makes
ooh.
more sense to
you're
show
gonna,
it. Yeah.
you're gonna kill me looking at this art.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So
I'm gonna
yeah.
lick it. I'm gonna lick the
So we
screen.
got
It's happening.
Ayana. Ayana is our
Mhm.
team leader. This is Genesis. She's our field op. She's a mission specialist. This is not a pilot. This is our mechanic, Gina. She's an
Okay.
Asian Japanese girl. So, but we got. Let me get the group shot in there so y'all can see them all in one place. Then we got
Yes,
our
please.
boys. We got the boys on the team. Our newest pilot to the cast is going to be Abel right here. This
Uh-huh.
is Colonel Mars off to the corner.
Uh-huh.
Slip is kind of our resident comic relief, but he's also weapons specialist. And then
Uh-huh.
Omar is our resident team historian, but also he's a field mechanic as well.
Mm.
Abel is kind of like our Steph Curry of the group. He is our newest pilot, youngest pilot, but
Mm.
he is the most talented and the newest pilot to the team. He's kind of our vehicle. So each of the kids, however, practice a specific fighting style. A lot of them were, just about all of them were trained by Colonel Mars.
Uh-huh.
Slip is a boxer.
Okay.
He specializes in boxing. Omar is, oh gosh, you said it earlier in my brain, man. I don't know why I want to. He is Muay Thai. Thank you.
Mm.
Muay Thai, and then Genesis is Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay.
And this was just some of the art that we were doing during I was doing during the Kickstarter. You know,
Oh my
once we got
God.
past $25,000, I was like, yeah, I got to do something to commemorate that.
Yes.
But yeah, they all do. Ayana does. Gosh, why is my brain doing this? Capoeira.
Mm.
Genesis is Jiu-Jitsu, and who am I missing? Abel is a wrestler. So
Mm.
it's Abel is wrestling. Slip is a boxer. Ayana is capoeira. Omar is what did I say?
I know you said capoeira, Muay Thai.
Yeah,
Boxing.
Omar is Muay Thai and Genesis is Jiu-Jitsu. So yeah. So
Yep.
they all have their own fighting styles as well. They have their own weapons that they
Mm-hmm.
use. And it's not just for, it's not like Power Rangers where, oh, we wanted to throw in something just to look cool. All of these things relate to their discipline and training, which
Mm.
is, in order, before you use a weapon, you have to learn to use yourself. Before you use yourself, as that, you have to learn why you would use yourself. Same principles as martial artists use. So they're
I'm
very, go ahead.
after this, I'm going back, taking all my concepts and burning them. I'm just done. I'm done. But
No,
what I want to
no.
do, I want to get to some of these questions. I see your questions in here.
Okay.
Thank you for putting them in there, Marcus, if you don't mind. I had a bunch more stuff, but I would rather get the questions from the people first. I want to get to this one that's in the chat before it goes because we got so many comments in here. This is from Miss Blue or Blue. Sorry if I messed it up. She asks, would you or do you guys have any short animated adaptations for the comics to showcase the story as of yet? So do you have any?
Well, what we have now, what we've been doing is we've been self-publishing the comic book. So it's not just the concept. The Kickstarter was for the graphic novel, the first 2 volumes of the graphic novel. So that's what we've been working on since then. And we're up to issue 4 published. We've published issue 4, and we're working on 5 now. So we have all of
Congrats.
the issues available for sale on TuskegeeAirs.com.
Okay.
So yeah, that's where you can kind of get all of this story and everything I'm talking about. We have it published in the issues throughout the comic. We have our graphic novel that collects the first 3 issues. So the animated series side of things is listen, man, I don't know if you're an anime buff, but I'm not playing around with this, and I'm not gonna compromise as a creator. I know exactly the energy, I know the level of quality I want for this
Mm-hmm.
animated series, man. It's like we've had some people say, well, why don't you just do it, in Flash? I was like, nah,
Yeah. Yeah.
nah, bro, I
You
want
got
this
you
to
got to do that
feel,
justice.
yeah, I want it to feel authentic. I want it to feel, absolutely just as amazing as any other animated, Japanese animated show. We
Right.
deserve that quality. I respect Japanese animation because of their quality
Thank
and
you for
attention
saying
to
that.
detail. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm not a fan of them just because I like the story. They have great stories, but no, their attention to detail and quality is what keeps me as a fan, and I'm blown away when I see their production. Like, how did you animate that scene? That's impeccable. So I want that same level of quality and attention to detail for this project, and that's from the jump, man. I'm a huge fan of giant robots in that genre, but you're not going to see Japanese people doing 5 young black pilots. It's
Yeah.
not going to happen. It hasn't happened in all these years, and I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. They have their likes and their lane that they want to stay
Right.
in. Hey, everybody got blue eyes and blonde hair, whatever. Cool,
Right.
whatever. But we're gonna do one with 5 black characters, and it's gonna be. And we have other nationalities throughout. We actually do have diverse. We have a diverse cast in the
Mm-hmm.
story, but there's nothing wrong with having 5 young black teenage characters
Yeah.
as the main cast. Voltron didn't have a black character, so it's okay.
Yeah, and I love your philosophy of making it yourself. How long is the plans for the series, the book, the comic book?
Well, we're gonna do six issues for the very first arc.
Okay.
We plan to have it as an ongoing story, ongoing comic. But once we get to the animated series, it's gonna be, we're gonna have to put in place the right people to keep the story going. We're still gonna write it. We're gonna have to hire a team to kind of keep the story going. If I'm helming, and I'm at the, me and Greg are at the director's chair of this is
Yeah.
what the cartoon is going to be. That's a whole nother host of,
Yeah.
energies that is going to take us away from doing the comic. Right now, there's only 2 people working on the comic for the most part. We hire some colorist help and inker help sometime.
Hmm.
Really, really talented people, but yeah, for the most part, it's only, small team doing the comic.
Yeah. And I like that too, because I think sometimes people, they get so caught up in the idea of like, oh, it has to be from them, it better be from them. And I
Yeah.
feel like one of the blueprints that I think about is Mike Mignola. He did
Yeah.
Hellboy, and then after that, like he brought in other artists to continue the journey of Hellboy and the spin-offs and all that type of stuff.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes similar styles to keep that flavor, but
Yeah.
as long as I think at the end of the day, it's about the concept and getting it out there, and then allowing you to do all these other amazing things too, and concentrate on that. So I wanna jump in here to some more questions real quick. I'm so sorry if I can't get to all of y'all. I
So
appreciate y'all your patience.
listen, that just means we gotta come back. We gotta come back one day.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get a few in here. So Mikey makes comments as, how do you deal with artist block? He says he gets it quite often. Do you have artist block? How do you deal with it?
Um, Rarely. I've solved it for myself forever because I think of my creativity sometimes as a gas tank. While I can restore my creativity just by living life, listening to music, watching movies, watching cartoons, and other things throughout my life, all I have to do, man, is flip up. What is that? The app, Pinterest,
Mm-hmm.
Instagram. I follow and I'm plugged into channels where all I see is visual artists. Sometimes Pinterest is kind of dialed to where all I see for the most part in my timeline and when I'm just scrolling up in Pinterest is about 98% art, comic artists, character artists, concept artists, you name it.
Mm-hmm.
This is me looking at Pinterest right now.
Mm-hmm.
So a heavy percentage of what I see in there is like, oh, I love that energy. Oh,
Yeah,
that pose is dope. I wasn't
yeah,
thinking about that. That makes me want to draw.
right.
Let me and I look at action poses. I look at different clothing designs, things like that,
Mm-hmm.
anatomy. Um, for artists, we're a visual medium. If you were a musician and you had creative block, you would probably go listen to dope music or go to a show or plug into some sort of streaming service that pushes in new music,
Yeah,
and anything can spark. I can scroll down this timeline. I'm like, oh my God, look at that sketch. Totally unfinished, has nothing to do with anything. But I'm like, that energy, that's what I needed to see.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I've solved it permanently for me, man. Technology has helped that out greatly. I just need to see something that puts me into the mode of, ooh, that's dope. Um, I want to do something in the same energy vein. I
yeah.
don't have to draw what I see, but a sketch and my folder on Pinterest, if I go to the sketches, this stuff makes me want to draw. Like when I see someone's sketch of something,
Mm-hmm.
that makes me want to say, yo, and you can see these very rough ones,
Yeah,
that makes me want to draw. I'm like, I can zero in on any one of these things and say, oh yeah, like that.
yeah,
This
yeah.
one is really cool, very, very rough.
Ooh,
Very
yo, I
rough.
love that kid. I love the moment, the
Exactly.
movement.
See what I'm saying? And so I see that. My
That's
brain
it.
jumpstarts and say, "Ooh, I like that
Yeah,
motion. That's
yeah, yeah,
dope. Let's get to drawing something like that." And
yeah,
I literally go from there. And I think that's how a lot of people kind of misinterpret when you say I was inspired by. It's the energy, man, the flow of something. And I'm like, yo, I wasn't thinking about that. Let me do that. So
right. All right, let me see if
yeah.
I get another one in here. Thank you for sticking with us, Greg. We're gonna get you off of here soon, man, because we got so much more show to go. We say, okay, here. What's next for Marcus Williams?
What's next,
Yeah, this is
boy?
from our boy Moles.
So yeah, like that goes back to the initial topic, purpose. So
Mm-hmm.
creativity, I mentioned in that post, I said creativity was my purpose. So what I meant was, there's so much, man, I don't share online.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean that I don't want to share. It means that art has been a journey for me for my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
I finally got it to a point skill wise. It was not, I have to disclose this as much as possible. I was not naturally gifted as an artist. I didn't come out drawing well. I was terrible at it for many years. I just told my brother on Christmas, I said, yo, I got to get you on camera to tell people he saw my journey from a child to now. And I remember him saying, why can't you draw good, man? I'm like, shut up, I'm 6. Give me a chance. And he saw how much work over the years I put in and put in. So it wasn't a gift. I was not gifted as an artist. It is a skill that I cultivated out of reverse engineering other artists, because I didn't have a teacher until I got to 11th
You didn't go
grade.
to an official art school or nothing like that?
No. And like I said, other than that program, which did change my art style dramatically, when I finally did go for a week, I learned from that artist, that professor, for 1 week. My arm was sore by the end of that week, but she changed the way I sketched and therefore changed the way I drew. But before that, no, I was reverse engineering, comic artist, animation. If I had a video game and they had a manual full of character art, I would try to draw what I saw. But no one taught me how to practice correctly, how to, practice effectively to improve. I had to just, figure that out on my own. Luckily, I did get better. But, over the years that cultivated, and now I can share it quickly and cheaply, because I don't have to buy anything. I can just draw on my iPad or draw on my computer, share it online. It doesn't cost too much time. But my other areas of creativity, man, like if to say that I'm aspiring to be an inventor, it sounds like something that, oh, okay, cool, he wants to invent. It's not a small task. Invention is ridiculously expensive, even if you're trying to do something small. You have to, do R&D. You have to prototype. You have to find a manufacturer. You have to get a method patent or a patent. For all of this is tens of thousands of dollars. Yeah. So it's not something I can do readily and quickly like art. I'm not. Look, I told a good friend of mine. She's like, "When are you going to sing online?" I'm like, "I don't want to sing online because I'm scared of what happens. People start knowing, I don't want that life. I'm not about that life."
You got a little point there, right?
Listen, man, and that was another thing. Like I had the question with my mom. I said, "Mom, I didn't work for singing. I opened my mouth. I was a super shy kid. And I sung on the bus one day, and the little girl sitting in front of me heard me. She was like, yo, is that you?" And I'm like, huh? What are you talking about? She's like, is that you? Sing louder, sing louder. And I was super nervous and shy. And I sung, and she was like, yo, Marcus can sing. I was like, I can? Okay. But, that's something that I love music. Love music. I don't share that online for my own reasons. Because I want to actually put that into something that is from me. I want to craft that, just like my art is absolute expression from how I'm feeling, what I like, what I want to see. Music would be no different, but I don't have a way of not just pushing that out right now. But it's coming. So what's next for me, man? 3D art, animation, and creating original apparel. I have a heat press over here. I got I got all of the tools needed to make my own apparel, and I've just been this year's just been crazy, to say the least. Not with COVID. I'm just talking about busy, and all of this stuff is like right next to me, sitting here looking at me like, "Yo, make a T-shirt of me real quick." Everything is right there, and so a lot of things are like that. I have an app, Marcus the Visual app. It's already published. Listen, it's quiet. I'm working in quietness here, but that's going to be the premier place where I'm going to try to bring my fan base to that app. Facebook and Instagram has a way of kind of throttling what people see on here. It doesn't even make sense numbers wise. I got 100,000 followers and like 5,000 people who liked it. Doesn't really match up. So I'm gonna get all my fans to the app.
Yo,
that's
this
gonna
is
be
crazy. So we have. I can't believe this. He says, Marcus, sing your own soundtrack. Stevie Wonder just joined us. Oh wait, no, sorry, that's Tracy. I thought it was Stevie Wonder. The picture is too small. My fault. My fault. I was about
No,
to be like,
see,
yo,
they're gonna try to get me to do it. I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it.
okay, all right.
I ain't gonna
Just
do
saying, just saying.
it. Well,
Um,
look, one day, I'm not gonna plan it. Ain't nobody gonna know what happened. I'm gonna just bust up on the internet singing something. I don't know when, but it's gonna happen. But yeah, no, there's a lot of different things business wise that COVID forced me as a creator to do differently. Because I normally go to about 30 plus shows, comic cons, comic conventions a year. And it's very lucrative because that's where I sell my art, my posters.
right.
But couldn't do that this year. So
Yeah.
all of this planning and different things, there's so much on the horizon for my creativity. Education has been a thing, tutorials, workshops,
Mm.
and selling my art directly to the customer. I want to package that in one place. So that's where the app comes in.
Wow.
Um, yeah, all of that
That's
is
major,
coming, man.
fam.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
major.
it's all coming. It's all coming. So that's where I would say that's next. It won't take I won't take too long. I've been procrastinating this year past. So I'm gonna hit the ground running in January, and you'll probably see me marketing the app at the end of this month.
Wow.
Yeah,
Uh, I can't wait. That's incredible. I got
yeah.
tons more questions, but I know you got to go. I don't want to hold you up any longer. Shout out to
You
I
good?
think it was Jen Space Art. She was saying that she wanted you to come on and speak to her kids.
Yeah,
I think she had mentioned something like that. I can't find it right now. Thank you so much, man. We got to bring you on for part two because I didn't even
yeah.
get to all the questions
I
that
know,
people
right?
had. I'm so sorry. Uh, and
It's
then
all good.
and then when you drop the app, we got to bring you back on so we can talk about the app and all that good
Absolutely.
stuff. Thank you, my brother.
It's a
I'm
pleasure,
so
man.
inspired. I definitely, yeah, there she is, Jen. Yo, shout out to Jen Spence. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
Kanan, Kanan White. Am I saying his name right? Is it Kanan? I can never. It's like a lot of is in it.
Yeah, Kenny White.
Yeah,
Oh
he
yeah,
said,
yeah, yeah. Kenny White. Yes,
yo,
the man. That's a
that's
Jedi right
he's
there.
another genius right there. I gotta bring
Yes.
Kanan on, man. But thank you for spending some time with us.
Oh
We
man.
looking,
Definitely.
for last but not least, tell the people where they can find you and all that good
Yeah.
stuff. Man.
Most definitely. So I'm for Tuskegee Airs, TuskegeeAirs.com. That's HEIRS, TuskegeeAirs.com is where you can
Genius
purchase
name.
books. Appreciate it. That came quick too. That was usually me and Greg argue about the name or something. I was like, I don't like that. But we literally was just like, what about Tuskegee Airs? Yeah, that's good. Let's go with that.
It's
So that
perfect.
one went real quick. That's where you can buy and purchase all of the issues individually, or you can get the graphic novel. So that is on that website. I'm Marcus the Visual on my website. If you put a .com, you go to my website. You can find some of my work there. I sell some stuff there. But on other social medias, channels, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr. Apparently, I got followers on Tumblr. It's weird. But yeah, I'm on those, so you can find me there. But yeah, it's yeah, I post a lot of stuff, man. And it's if you kind of go back through my portfolio online, I know what I could post to get fan following or get people
Right.
following my work. If I just draw women, dude, if y'all didn't know the secret about how Instagram works, if you just draw women, attractive women or pretty women, colorful, all that stuff, if I would get, hundreds of thousands, because women are appealing to both men and women and
Right.
different genres or whatever. But I'm a fan. I'm a fan of things. And usually what I'm posting is, like I said, an expression of what I enjoy.
Yeah.
And I prefer to get people that follow me because they also enjoy what I enjoy or they have
Mm.
some sort of commonality to it. And to me, those are the type of people I want to follow.
Mm.
Versus someone that just, hey, I'm giving out, nothing wrong with contests. I don't want followers just for the sake of having followers. I would love
Right.
to, resonate with, like-minded people. So I
Mm.
love sharing work. I don't do it for anybody's approval.
Yeah.
It's fun to connect with people that share your same likes and so forth. So I'll continue doing that, and I'll keep it as fresh as possible, man, because there's so many things, man, that come up with the fan fiction stuff. I didn't even talk about Abiyoye and none of that stuff.
I
But
know that's what I mean.
Brett,
We gotta bring you
Brett,
back on here to just talk about
that's what I'm
that.
saying. We'll come back. Look, we'll come back next
And
time.
and we got a guy in here. He just asked about the Riley print with the Infinity Gauntlet. So
Yeah,
he asked if you still have it.
stuff like that. You know, this is before Chadwick passed. But I'm just saying, man. You got
Yo,
the Prince of Zamunda and the Prince of Wakanda. They were very similar, man. I'm just like, what if? What if?
good God.
Yeah. So
I'm,
we can talk about it. We're gonna talk about
I, I would, if it wasn't going to get weird, I would lit this phone right now. I'm telling you, fam. Listen,
it.
but listen,
But
before
yeah,
you get
thank
out
you,
of
brother,
here,
for having me on, man.
man, listen, is the honor is mine.
Yeah.
Before you get out of here, I know that the people are regulars. I know what they're looking for. Every week we normally do some kind of trivia, right?
Right.
And we try to give something for the people for joining us and for supporting. So people, you in for a treat. We're going to ask y'all 2 trivia questions, right?
Yeah.
And we're going to pick 2 winners for each question, and you're going to get some Marcus art. I might throw some stuff in there too, and Marcus Williams, but I might throw some stuff in there for you too.
All
So
right.
the first 2 people to answer, you got to post your questions in the comment. You got to post your answers in the comments. Of course, the first 2 people, you're going to win. It's that easy. So we're going to
Come
start
on.
off with an easy one, Marcus. We're going to help them a little bit.
Okay.
You mentioned earlier some interesting tidbits on the characters from Tuskegee Ears.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that one of the things that they one of the things they bring to the table is their fighting skills, right? Like they're trained. I'm looking for 2 people to tell me if they can name 3 of the fighting styles that Marcus mentioned.
Yeah.
Name 3 of the fighting styles used by the characters in Tuskegee Ears.
Right.
The first 2 people that can name 3 of the fighting styles, you're going to win some art. Easy breezy. We're going to keep it like that. All right. So hopefully
And
y'all will
it's
pay
the first. It's
attention.
the first to put it in the chat, right? They're
The
gonna.
first to put it in the chat, the first 2
Okay.
people, y'all gotta be ready.
Oh, look at him! Look at him! All right, we
We
got
see you. They
capoeira,
coming. Uh-huh.
Muay Thai.
Uh-huh.
Oh, they got him! They got him!
Oh, that was quick.
Looks
We
like
got
there's
I'm
that
going with
pink
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 Sand.
sand. Pink sand.
Uh-huh. And then who
Got
else
it,
we got? Mikey
Mike.
makes comments.
Yeah,
Let me tell
yeah.
you something. I'm sick of Mikey. Mikey wins every week. I don't know how he does it. All right, tell you what I'm
Got
going to
him.
do. Just for the sake of it, I'm going to give it to my boy Initial H. I'm going to give it to Initial H here too.
Right. Yeah, they came in quick, and then
Yeah.
everybody else was rolling in.
Yo, thank y'all, man. I appreciate. I wish of course, I wish we could give it to everybody, but we're gonna give you another chance. We got one more question for
Look, I'm
you.
glad they was listening. I mean, a lot of people was listening.
That's what's up.
That's good.
We're gonna give another question. Let's see. I don't think you mentioned this, but for anybody who bought the comic book, they would know the answer, or they could Google it. I think you could Google this.
Yeah.
What is the name of the practice plane the kids use before they get their futuristic planes? In the comic book Tuskegee Ears,
Yeah.
before they get their futuristic planes, there's a practice plane that the kids use. What is the name of that plane? So we started off easy. We got a little harder for you. You know what I mean?
Right.
We want you to really work for that beautiful candy screen licking art that Marcus produces.
Word.
So in the Tuskegee Ears comic book, the kids have a practice plane that they use before they can get into their super sophisticated futuristic planes.
Yeah.
What is the name of that plane? And
Yeah,
I'm going to give you a little hint.
look, it's in the first issue. It's in the
It's in
first
the first
issue.
issue.
You got
Okay.
the right idea, Precious. But what's the name of that plane that's in that movie? Or what was the name of that plane?
Mm.
She's in
What
she's in
kind
the
of
right
so
area.
it's like what kind of plane is it, right? What kind of
What
plane?
kind? What's the name of the plane itself? What
Okay.
model of plane? What is that? What do they call
Ooh,
that?
okay. All right, all
Yeah.
right, all right.
Now, see,
And
red tail is not wrong, but it's not the name of the actual model of the plane.
mm,
Yeah.
all right. I
If
told you
anybody,
we're gonna make you
again,
work for this
you
hard.
can Google this, I suppose, if y'all got fast fingers. What type of actual plane was that plane? They did call the planes the red tails, was the moniker that other people said, like, oh hey yo, it's the red tails.
Mm,
That was what they called the Tuskegee Airmen if they showed up on the scene because they painted their rudder red. But the
mm.
name of that plane, what model was that plane? That is
So
close. There we
I see
go. Wait, Art got it.
somebody got one. So one
Art,
person.
what's his name? Art of was it Dio? I don't know how to say Dio Liver. Dio Liver. P-51.
He got it.
Art of Dio Liver. You got it.
Yo,
And
that
then
is that.
I say runner up should probably go to was that True TR? He got the
I caught
Mustang. So
I caught one
that's
earlier. Artistic Inferno on artistic underscore Inferno. You got
yeah.
it. P51. Art. That's my boy Tracy. He's in here every week. That's the one I called the Stevie Wonder lookalike.
Yeah.
He got it. And
Yeah.
you know what? I'm going to give it to Lionheart Tabry. Is that how you say it?
Yeah. Yeah. P-51
Lionheart.
Mustang was the name for those that don't know. That was the name of the actual propeller plane. It was a fighter plane. P-51 Mustang was the name of it. Yeah. Good job.
Yo,
Good job.
yo,
Got him.
that's good. Congrats to the winners. That's what's
Good
up.
job.
Good job. Thank y'all for playing.
All
Thank
right.
you for participating. Marcus, we're gonna let you get out of here. We are way over time. I apologize, but I
It's
can't
all
thank you
good.
enough for
It's
coming
all
on,
good. I had
man.
a good time, man. It was a good time.
Yeah,
We had
we gonna
look,
catch up again.
people obviously was listening, so that's a good sign. So that's good.
They love you, man. They love you. You know what I mean?
Come
Hopefully
on
you
now.
stick around for the rest of the show.
Yeah.
Have a good one, man. We'll be in touch. And yeah, man, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for everything that you did for us, bro, tonight. And I appreciate the support.
All right, bro. Have a good one, man. And look, I'm looking forward to next time, man. Y'all, thank
Word.
y'all for listening. Appreciate you. And yeah, stay safe, man. Be blessed. Y'all stay safe and find your purposes as it relates to who you are, not what
Woo!
other people are putting on you. Don't let a label, because that's what people know you to do, or your purpose is defined by who you are and you alone. So define that, find it, and chase after it, man. That's where I think being a human being is very special in that sense. We get to practice our purpose as often as we want. If we
Mhm.
have the energy, we get to practice that as often as we want. And I mean, it's really it's a weird equation for some people, but I'm happiest. I didn't know art was used as therapy for me. I've been
Mm.
using my own therapy to get through life my entire life, but I didn't notice it until maybe after my first, when I got divorced. I could have chose to be bitter, angry, vengeful, all this stuff, but I really focused on art.
Mm.
And when I'm doing art, I'm actually going inward and pulling out things I want. And then
Yeah.
I get to share it. That's the trick with being an artist. You get to pull something out of your mind that doesn't exist and then show other people. If you meditate normally, you just, hey, yo, I meditated and was thinking about this, that, and the other. But to show something that you pulled out of the ether to other people,
Mhm.
it's really, really gratifying, because other people can say, that's amazing. You
Right.
saw that? I'm like, yeah. This is what I see. But it's super therapeutic. And you can use that. Things will just fall off, man. If you do it for the right reasons, you go inward and focus on the things that make you excited, make you happy, and feed your soul. Do that. Practice that. My kids are both, artists, and I didn't force them to do it, but I'm
Right.
happy they are, because that will get them through. We've been fine, man. In the house with the
Yeah.
pandemic, it's been really. I feel guilty because I'm like, oh no, I gotta stay inside and draw. Ah, And I got my head down drawing, so it's been very therapeutic for me. So, but if you find your passion and you find your purpose, that should be, food for your soul. As you do it, as you practice it, as you chase it, it should restore you mentally,
And,
physically, all that good stuff, man. So, be
and
healthy.
you know what I like about what you're saying right now, fam? Not just that you dropping jewels and stuff. You talking some grown up stuff. You mentioned divorce. You know what I mean? Like I know we got different age ranges on here and stuff like that. Like I'm
Yeah,
divorced. You know what I mean? Like we go through real
yeah,
shit. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I think a lot of times people see us, oh, we're drawing these, comic book stuff, cartoony stuff, or whatever, and we're like big kids, but we're adults and we got issues and we got the same stresses as other people. So thank you for putting a spotlight on the realness of life.
Yeah, yeah.
It gets deep sometimes, man.
Always, man. All right, brother.
Yeah,
I appreciate you, bro. Keep doing what you do, man. Thank
man,
you.
always. Yeah, we got more show. Hopefully, Marcus, you can stick around. We got some other segments coming up. I'm gonna bring my boy Moles back in. We're gonna digest this a little bit and talk about some other
All right,
stuff, man.
all right, bro.
All right,
Good looking
brother.
out. Much love, y'all. Peace.
Yeah, likewise, brother. Peace.
All right, y'all.
Oh man. Oh my God. Are y'all as pumped as me? I don't know how. Like I feel rejuvenated, and I feel like this was perfect at the start of the year, coming out of 2020. All the craziness, all the stuff. Like I mentioned at the start of the show, we don't know what's going to happen in 2021, but I am honored that every Sunday we can come here and we can spend a little time together and we could do this. I see the comments, y'all got me cracking up. Let me bring my boy Moles back in here. We got more show for y'all. Thank y'all for sticking with us. Moles, what's up, brother? Come back in here. I feel so sorry for Moles. How you feeling, brother? I know, right? I know,
No
right?
words, no words can actually express how I feel right at this point.
Telling you,
Marcus,
telling you.
I like I said early in the top of the hour, you've been an inspiration to me, and you have done it again, sir. I thank you so much. You've just put me into a spot. I'm gonna tell you tonight. I have a comic called Omnitons. It's about 5 individuals. No bullshit. Sean can tell you. 5 individuals from 5 different planets, and it's a hip hop story. And you just put me in a spot to finish my work. Trust me, I have to finish this. Thank you so much, Marcus. Thank you for dropping the jewels tonight, giving us all this inspiration, especially for me. Salute to you, sir. Definitely salute to you.
That's what's up. So we got some other segments, but I just want to, since we're over time, I just want to make sure that they're in the building. So Troy, Seth, Fabian, Antonio, if you're in the building, give me a thumbs up so I can bring
Please,
you in.
let's let's
In the
let let's get
meantime,
it on, because I could talk about this stuff all night. I could just I'd be freaking right out, fam. Literally, again, it's
that's how I feel. So in the meantime, what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep this good energy moving. We got a segment that we do called Artist Spotlight, where me and Moles, we shout out 2 people that we feel deserve some attention. Maybe you guys have heard of them, maybe you haven't. But we
I'm
do it
glad
on.
I'm glad you said so, because I said one individual he needs to stick around in this life tonight. But go ahead, you start with your segment. You start with your stuff. I can start. I can end off with mine.
Okay, so the first person that I want to give a shout out to, I want to give a spotlight to. I don't know if you guys have heard of this artist, Raheem Milton. He does these amazing portraits and life drawings. The man is incredible. That's his name. I'm going to put his name in the chat so y'all could follow him. Raheem Milton. Boom. That's my first artist right there that I recommend, that I want to give a shout out to. A lot of these, like Marcus was saying, as far as sometimes getting over artist block, finding your inspiration. Instagram, Pinterest could be a rabbit hole, but sometimes if you could control it, is what you need. The other guy that I want to give a shout out to, a spotlight to, this is going to be a drastic change from Raheem stuff, but his name is Lenny Chan. His IG is Lenny Chan Draws. He does like a more cartoony type of
Mm-hmm.
art style. Like I said, completely different from Raheem's stuff, but there's something cool, whimsical, and like a childlike innocence that I love about Lenny's work. He's Barbadian, so if you scroll through, I think you'll see at first
I see
glance.
him.
I know you might be like, well, I don't know, but if you scroll through, he's got some real cool like miniature dioramas type stuff. I love his. It's real fun to me. So those are my two
Gotcha.
spotlights. Moles, who you got?
I just ran into him the other day. I like literally even yesterday. And it's funny enough, he's here tonight in the
Okay,
chat.
that's what's up.
Kanan White.
Shout out
That's
to
who I have
Kanan.
first off.
He's a beast.
It was fun. Yeah, I'm telling you, his ink where I just ran into his stuff like literally the other day. I was like, yo, this stuff is like, yo, definitely. I need to
Yeah,
fucking do this. And all of a sudden it's like, yeah, I need to get back into inks and doing other stuff, but he is here. I know, and it was so funny enough that I was like, wait a minute. Marcus mentioned Kenan, and you mentioned Kenan. I was like, wait a minute. That's the dude that has a highlight tonight. So if you were here, sir, this
right.
is why I told you to say, well, stick around. You were one of my artists that I came up. I just ran into literally, and I just saw your stuff, and I was like, yo, this dude is ill. People need to know who he is. So yeah, go take a look at his stuff. And even if I probably mentioned last season, if y'all didn't mention, if y'all didn't remember, um, I also have what's this guy named Bernard Chang. If you didn't know who he is, you know now. The Bernard Chang. If I might have
Bernard,
mentioned him last time, yeah,
Bernard is a beast.
Bernard is a beast. Go check out those guys' work and stuff like that. So, Sean, you showing any artwork? Because I sure ain't right now. Because
This is what killing me. So no, I gotta follow up Marcus Williams. I gotta show artwork after that. This is
me
this.
too.
Ah,
It's like what to do here? Like fam, like I stuck here in this thing, and I just feel like if we're doing this thing slow, like mm,
so we gonna do it, fam. You know what I mean? We gonna do it. So this next segment that we have is called
well,
"What's on the Table." So we're me and Moles. We show some of the art that we're working on this week. You know, hopefully you guys are working hard for this new year and creating. Um, I'm going to show. I do character designs. I love doing character designs, so I'm going to be showing some of the character design work now. Maybe hopefully you guys can see. So I don't know if this is
mm,
I don't know if
mm,
this is coming through with the
mm,
light or no light. I don't know. You know what? Let me hold it up like
mm.
this. Bam! I like this better. All right, so this is for a gentleman by the name of Said Nubian. Amazing writer. So I'm doing like a kind of a shadow controlling gunslinger. Um, and it's amazing how things come together because he said okay, one of her weapons is a Tommy gun, right? And I said, yo, since she could control shadows, what if I drew it where the shadows are coming out of the trench coat and holding the Tommy gun while she's able to hold her other guns? So this is one of the character designs here. And then right here, we got the stuff of nightmares. We got another character design. This is I forget the name of this demon. Um Faustobulbus or something. He has a name for it. I apologize in advance said for fucking up the name. But
Right.
so this demon is able to go into humans and wear them like a puppet, and then I think he collects their souls and puts them into this thing here. Um, I also want to give a shout out to the artist before me. He showed me some sketches, and I built off of those sketches. You know what I mean? So I
Right.
can't fully take all the credit for this one. And I'm working on I don't know if you guys recognize this character right here. So I'm working on a little He-Man. The theme song escapes me for a second. So this is going to be a companion piece to the Skeletor piece that I did the other day, right? And not the other day, I did a Skeletor years ago, and I kept saying I
Oh
want to do a
wow.
He-Man, I want to do a He-Man. And then what happened was We got another segment called Versus where we put two characters that may normally meet against each other. And we had
Right.
Conan versus He-Man. And even though I picked Conan to win, I still think Conan will whoop He-Man's ass.
All
I
right.
wanted
Let's
to
not
draw
go there, man.
He-Man.
Okay. All right.
I'm going
Let's
there.
not go there.
I'm going there. I wanted to
Don't.
do He-Man
We on a
because
truce, fam. We on a truce. Don't do it.
we're on the
All
truth.
right.
All right. So this is the Skeletor piece that I did colors by Renee Clark. So this is the Skeletor. And then so what's going to happen is that I'm going to draw, then the He-Man is going to be like this. This Skeletor over here,
Right.
then the He-Man
Right.
here, and I'll
Right.
do a cat back here, maybe a castle back here. You know what I mean? So, and then you'll notice I had to change the costume.
Yeah.
Similar to what Marco was saying. For me, my discovery of myself was that if I want to draw something different, I'm going to draw it different.
Correct.
I can't draw things anymore just like how they're supposed to look. I want to draw it how I feel. So that's my humble little stuff right here. You know what I mean? My humble drawings. Moles, what you
I
got?
got you. It's funny enough you be drawing He-Man.
Uh-huh.
I was probably
Okay.
the same thing I was saying too, because as a 80s cartoon fan, like, like I can't remember the last day I draw like Thundercats. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot. I'm still geeking over the story that Marcus did for Thundercats. Like legit. Legit.
Ooh,
The hardest shit I've ever seen in my life.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
Black Panther
He's nice.
and Panthro. All of this world. Anyway,
Yeah, I
so
love his fine art. His stories.
ridiculous. Ridiculous. Anyway, so I was thinking, it's like, yo, you're right. I need to draw some more, like, 80 stuff because, hey, that's fine art for me. I usually don't
Right?
do the whole Batman Superman too often. I haven't drawn them in a while. So it's funny enough when you said you was drawing He-Man, I was like, we on sync tonight, fam, because, like, guess what I'm sketching tonight?
This what we doing?
This what we're
This what we
doing.
doing with the beard?
This
You
what
got the
we're doing.
beard
This
going
what
on?
we with the beard. With the beard.
All
And
right,
the, and
all
the, and the
right.
ponytail type shit going on here, fam. Like, hey, I getting
Oh, I
full
see
boy
what you
king with
did there.
this.
I
I
see what you're
getting,
doing there.
and see all this. You see this thing? It's like, I think I want to do a more mature one with the beard and stuff like that. How I envision him, he would be. You know what I mean? I still got
Mhm.
some years to go. Like Marcus, I still use blue pencil. I am on the iPad, yes, but yet still, I can't help. Okay. Uh, hey, sketches. I just need to oversee sketches and just deliver afterwards, because I'm gonna color this. I color the shit out of this when I'm ready, but I just need to see where I'm going from here, and that's it. Like, I think like, come on, He-Man deserves a damn beard. What do you think? You think he would probably be like, all clean cut, always shaving, look like, come on,
Now
he needs a
here's my
beard.
thing, right? Here's my
He
thing,
needs a
Moses. I
beard.
want to ask you, right? Because I was thinking of doing a beard, right? But I was
Right?
thinking when he switches from Prince Adam to He-Man, so the beard just automatically grows. He just appears with the beard. Like I get the idea of adding mass, but for some reason I couldn't wrap my head around him growing a beard. I
I'll
don't
do it
know.
now.
Am I being crazy, people? Should he
Nah,
just go for the
you're
beard?
correct. I was thinking Adam got like some sort of like stubble, maybe like
Right.
teenage kind of growth,
Little peach
but
fuzz,
not
right?
fully. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. But after that, when he get full adult, it's like, yeah, my
Just
mask,
everything.
beard, and tail, everything
Right.
just crazy. Fuzz. I even put like some fuzz all on like the designs on whatever it is that he has on his feet, because like that fuzzy looking thing, the underwear. I'm gonna change all that shit because there's no way,
Right. I can't
no
do the
going out.
fur underwear.
The fur underwear, like, nah, clearly you will have some yeast infection or some sort of like some crap happening right there with his balls, because like for no reason, no grown ass man should be running around in the underwear like that. Like seriously, like nah, that ain't working for me at
He's
all.
free.
So
He-Man is free. He's loose.
all right, stop, pause, pause,
I don't understand.
pause, loose and
All right,
free. All right.
my bad.
Anyway,
Um,
yeah,
so so yeah, hopefully, I'm looking forward to seeing the finished result. But speaking of verses, right? So that was
word.
last week. We're bringing back the verses this week. This is where y'all get to chime in. We got two combatants going head to head for this week. We're going to drop the flyer tomorrow. We're going to give you a little sneak preview. I want to hear who you think will win. And hopefully you guys know who this is. In one corner, we're going to have Sister Night from Watchmen, the Watchmen TV series. Y'all remember
yes.
Sister Night? Hopefully y'all saw the Watchmen TV series, one of my favorite series of last year. We're going to have Sister Night going up against the Crimson Avenger from DC. Mose, I know you got your tablet. If you could pull that up for me real quick, or maybe I could try to use my other phone. So we got Sister Night going up against the Crimson Avenger. Who do y'all think would win?
Crimson
And
Avenger.
if you don't know who they are, you can Google it real quick. I love the design.
Right,
First of all, I love the design of both of these characters. Sister Night from Watchmen.
Sick, bro. That is sick.
This character right here. Y'all remember this character?
Yeah.
So this character right here, right? Regina King.
Shout out to Regina King, though.
Yeah. Shout out to Regina King. Everything that she's doing, incredible.
Yeah, incredible.
I love this design. You know what's funny? I didn't see too much fan art of this character.
Funny
Although
enough,
this is sick right here. This is
funny
sick
enough,
right here.
I haven't seen much cosplay either, which is weird. Have you?
And
I certainly haven't.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of. And then she's going up against one of my favorite underrated characters, Crimson Avenger. I don't know if you guys have seen this character before. I love the design. She's a Nubian woman. She's sick. Her powers are crazy. I know people have come at me before because of the matches. Some people say, Sean, how's that going to work? You know, this person is too powerful. They won't gel. Sister Night showed that she could rumble, but I'm going with Crimson Avenger. I'm going with the Crimson Avenger. Her power set. I mean, there's ways that you could fight anything. You know what I mean? There's ways that you could fight anything. You just got to think of a way. But her power set is crazy. Intangibility, teleportation. I don't think she could be hurt. Her bullets don't miss. And she's vicious.
Interesting.
She's great business. You know what I mean? See, right. AK, I know. But Sister Night doesn't have powers. I don't think unless spoiler, are you talking about the end? Talking about the end of the series, AK? You know what I mean? I don't want to give it away for anybody who hasn't seen it. You know what I mean? But maybe
could be. I don't know. What you thinking?
I don't want to. I'm giving it to Crimson Avenger. That's who I'm going to give it to. See, right. You know, but Lovelace, we're going to talk because if Sister Night does have those abilities, I mean, there's nothing that could beat her. Truth. I mean, well, they found a way in Watchmen. You know what I mean? But anyway, so that's our verses. That's going to be coming out. So our verses also comes with an art challenge. Your challenge is to draw whichever character you think will win, or you can draw both characters.
Right.
It doesn't have to be nothing super finished. It could be a sketch. It's just something that we do on a weekly basis, just so that for those who are lacking inspiration, just have some fun, just keep your pencil sharp, all that good stuff. Also, by the way, 67% of people gave He-Man the win last week. Y'all are crazy.
Last season. Why not?
Last season.
Huh?
Crazy. I'm not going to get into it.
Huh?
We're not going to get into it.
Okay.
We're not going to do that.
Thank you.
We're not going to
Thank you. All right.
Moving on to our next segment of the show. We have a segment called How Does It Look? How was it? Two-part section where we give our review in the how was it section, and then we talk about how does it look? Something that's coming up. What do we think of the trailer? Right? So in the how was it section, we're going to be discussing Wonder Woman 1984 that recently came out on HBO, for those of you who have the app, and for those of you who stream by ways of the pirate seas. You might have seen it somewhere. And we know Jack Sparrow. We know you're a captain out here.
Too
But,
easy.
Wonder Woman 1984. Moors, start us off. What'd you think?
Um, it's a tricky situation because I was thinking, all right, so she moved from, let's see, like the
I
what
laughing
was
at
it?
the
It was
comments. Y'all started y'all started already.
yeah,
But go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I like let me just get it in right before everybody just like trash it. Like um, it was interesting to see from first Wonder Woman until this one. So I was thinking going
Right.
into like, okay, let's give it a try, see how it works. So there were things where I'm seeing was like, okay, is going, and then there's some other points. It's like, ah, okay, see what you did there.
Uh-huh. Hmm.
So, uh,
Yeah.
uh,
You thought
there are
so
certain
so
things.
you're kinda in the middle? You think it could have been better?
A lot better. A lot. Let me just say, let me put a lot better, and I'll reserve that for a minute. Let me just put it on a pedestal, whereas it goes on a surface
Uh-huh.
and it settles on something on a liquid basis,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna put it right there for it to settle and just float and see how it goes. Until then,
Okay. I gotta first of all I gotta address something real quick. So shout out to Blonde Bombshellings, right? Who said I glazed over her comment of me pitting two beautiful Nubian women against each other. Now here's my thing, right? Every week we have like usually we have the guys going head to head, and we got Conan versus He-Man. We had even Stewie versus Chucky. We had all kind of crazy stuff, right?
right,
And there's no complaints. You know what I mean? So I feel that we gotta shine the spotlight on the women to show that they can hold their own too, right? You know what I mean? We what you trying to say? We trying to
right.
say blowing bombshells. You trying to say that the WNBA is not as good as men's basketball? Is that what you're trying to say? That we shouldn't watch women's basketball? I think that's what you're trying to say. But that's just me. Anyway, uh, my take on Wonder Woman 1984. I'm going to be completely transparent right now. I didn't finish it. I saw the first 20 minutes,
Okay,
right?
okay,
And in the first 20 minutes to me, the movie seemed problematic. I do want to finish it. Hopefully, I'll finish it tonight.
right.
The special private streaming service that I use seem to be acting up. Seem to be acting
Okay.
up a little bit. You know what I mean?
All right.
We don't gotta ask
Hey,
questions.
Mikey, get
Don't do
get
that.
get Sean the link, Mike, because she has some problems. Mike, just do it for him. He
Just
has some
so
problems.
my HBO app comes in the mail. I'm waiting
Yeah,
on
yeah. Until
slow
his
delivery.
app
Yeah,
comes to him.
yeah. Just that it comes in
Right.
the mail. Um, I felt like it has some issues. I am curious as to where it goes. I'm going to watch it just because the tone starting off, the tone was completely different from the first movie to me, so I'm a little confused. But I heard the reviews. I see your comments. I see that everybody's saying that it wasn't as good as it could be, which is disappointing. But yeah, I don't know. But moving on to the second part of the set the a segment of how does it look?
Right.
There's a movie coming out, I believe, January 15th, by the name of Outside the Wire with Anthony Mackie,
Mm-hmm.
who
Mm-hmm.
you guys know played Falcon and played he's had a bunch of roles. Outside the Wire. Outside the Wire appears to be, from my memory, they said it was the story of a robotic man, a cyborg, who
Right.
teams up with Anthony Mackie, plays the cyborg. He teams up with a drone pilot in a militarized zone, and they have to take down these futuristic weapons. So it's one of those around the corner features Is like not too futuristic. It's right there. It looks good to me. I was shocked. I'll be honest. I'm not the biggest Anthony Mackie fan. I respect him, but this looks like it would be a sick leading man role for him. I started Carbon. Was it called Carbon Fiber? Was that what the series called?
I know what you mean. Darn it! It's
But you
not.
know what I mean. I started
What
that.
the hell?
I felt
Yeah, I know what you
that.
mean.
I felt it was. I felt that it was all right. I didn't really finish it. I've seen it. I like him as Falcon, but it's Falcon. Come on now. You know what I mean? But
Don't do that. Don't
this
be that guy.
it,
Don't be
that's
that guy. Come
come
on,
on.
man.
It's
Come
Falcon.
on, man.
You know what I mean? It's
Come on,
like it's like
man.
it's like talking about
Don't do
Hawkeye.
that.
You know what I mean? Altered Carbon. Thank you. We all like Hawkeye in theory, but in practicality, once you start thinking about it, it's like, but it's arrows though. You know what I mean? This movie looks like it's gonna
There
be
we
good.
go. Alter Cabin.
No, they knew what I meant.
Alter Cabin. That,
They knew what I
Carbon. Well,
meant.
that's what the.
Y'all get it. You know what it is. Y'all get it. Y'all got shares in it. But this movie looks like it is a good mix of sci-fi action. The effects look good. You know what I mean? I'm ready for it, Moose. I'm ready. What do you think?
You know me already. You know me already. I'm a cyberpunk guy
Right?
myself. As you know, we've been talking about stuff that doing together.
Yeah.
Um, I'm interested. Let me in. Let me see what's up. After that, if it's trash, well, we can trash it here in the Phantom Zone. So let's not hope that goes in the Phantom Zone, fam, because it ain't me. When if it gets bad, you know how I get down in the Phantom Zone. Oh yes, that's all right.
Well, actually, Moles, you don't know this. I'm switching something up, right? The
What?
the for the Phantom Zone segment, we're gonna switch it up a little bit. But yeah, for right now, we'll say that with this one, we'll see January 15th, and then we'll come back, and once we
Right.
watch it, we'll review it. But yeah, speaking of which, so we are about to get into the Phantom Zone, and for those of you who are new to this show, the Phantom Zone is the segment of the show where we take something that we are done with, we're fed up with, it's out of here, and we put it in there. And I want to give a shout out to Moles. Oh, yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Okay, okay. Oh, 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 oh. The Phantom Zone. We are in the Phantom Zone, people.
You're now
As I
entering the
mentioned,
Phantom Zone.
this is where we take something that we are completely fed up with and say, get the hell out of here. Get out of here. Leave. I can a little further. I can still see you. Now close the door. Thank you. We were going to do something. We had talked about what we were going to throw into the Phantom Zone, right, Morris?
Mm-hmm.
But after hearing Marcus speak, after reflecting on purpose and everything like that, there's something I
Right.
want us all to go into the Phantom Zone. I want us to throw excuses into the Phantom Zone.
Correct.
I want us to throw bad habits into the Phantom Zone,
I'm there with you.
right? I want us to throw the lack of the feeling that you have to please everybody around you into the Phantom Zone. All the things that are going to stop you from fulfilling your purpose, all the things that are causing you inner turmoil. I don't want to get too preachy on y'all.
Right.
All the excuses that you make
Mm-hmm.
that prevent you from doing your project, from calling up that person and apologizing, from reaching out to that person and asking for advice, whatever it is that is putting you in the hole, take that shit and put it in the Phantom Zone. That place, everything,
Correct.
your art, whatever it is, whether you're writing a book,
Everything.
that drawing that you're
Everything.
working on, your music,
everything.
your weight. All right,
Right.
it's okay. It's okay to say no to certain things, and this is stuff that I'm still learning myself. I'm going to share with y'all. I think one of my bad habits is that I say yes to projects a little too much, and it comes from a fear. Getting real transparent right here. It comes from a fear of, oh man, I'm making a living as an artist. I gotta eat. Where's my next meal going to come from? You know what I mean? Oh, I gotta take this job. Oh, I
Right.
gotta take this gig. Oh man, oh, you said my price was too high. Let me cut it in half. Stop that shit. Stop that shit. All right? Your price is your
Indeed.
price. Now, of
Indeed.
course, yeah, some things you gotta pay attention to, like the market and stuff like that, blah 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 blah. Obviously, you're not going to charge a regular person, like Coca-Cola money or something like that, right? But stop letting people dictate to you your prices. Stop letting people dictate to you how your art is supposed to look. If there's one thing I can't fucking stand, let's throw bullshit clients into the Phantom Zone as well. All
Oh
right?
yes,
Let's throw
please,
bullshit clients
please,
into the Phantom
please.
Zone as well.
Throw them in
Okay?
the mix.
All
All
right?
right.
If you
Throw
come
them in
to
the
me,
mix.
you see my art on Instagram, Facebook, or wherever, you see my art here on the show, and you say, yo, Xion, I love your stuff. I want to hire you. I say, yo, son, that's what's up. Let's do this. And then you say, but can you draw like this? And then it's like a completely different style. Maybe it's an artist that you had on your previous book. You want me to draw like that artist? No, thank you.
Nah,
Get all the way the fuck out of here.
I ain't having it either.
Done with that.
Abort.
I'm also done.
Abort.
I'm also done with
Abort.
doing. Don't ask me to do free shit. Now I'm not saying that you can't every now and again you can't hook a friend up or something like
Well,
that. I get it. Don't ask me to
here's
do free
what
shit.
free does to you.
I need a test. I need to see if you can draw this. Shut up. Shut all the way the hell up.
Nah.
That's how I feel. Talk to me, Mose.
Truth don't. I mean, honest truth be told, right? Free don't pay the bills.
Talk to me.
Free does not pay the damn bills. So therefore, if you say, well, yeah, we'll do it for free and exposure, like, well, I can't take this to like company or the water company or any telephone company. So well, all I have right now is lint and freeness in my pocket. So can you spare me this month? Well, Mr. Mosley, I'm sorry, but we don't work for free, unlike you. Decline.
I don't even check my email now for certain things. And this is not to sound arrogant, people. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to get out. I don't want to put that over there. This is about you doing the things that's gonna make your life fuller, right? Because you know what happened? I'm gonna share this with y'all. You know what happened? It used to be a point where I'd be like, oh man, all right, so you didn't like this price, let me cut my stuff, right? And then you end up doing all this work, the same amount of work for that little bit of
Mm-hmm.
money. Then you're feeling depressed. Then you're angry with yourself. Don't do it to yourself. You know what I mean?
No, don't do
And
it to
here's the
yourself.
truth. Here's what I realized, right? If you keep doing the things that you're supposed to do, the clients will come. It might mean
Correct.
that you might gotta change some stuff up. It might mean that you gotta eat tuna that week. All right, eat the fucking tuna. Eat the tuna,
Hey,
right?
it's all good for me.
And then you get out there and you go on Craigslist, you go on Facebook, you do all the other things to bring in clients. You update that website that you've been stalling with for the longest. You know what I mean?
Good.
You hit up some of your old clients and you say, hey, are you guys looking for any work? Something that I did recently was that I make invoices for all my clients, right? And that there were some I went through and I wanted to close them out. So I saw that there were some clients that they hadn't got back to me. So I messaged
Right.
each one of them, say, hey, do you still need that artwork? You know what I mean? There's ways to make money out here without demeaning yourself, without devaluing yourself. This is, if nothing else that y'all take away from this episode, is about finding your purpose, finding your happiness, finding you. Stop letting other people tell you who's you and what they're going to do. And don't fucking come at me and talk about paying me with exposure. If one more person tells me that they're going to pay me with exposure, I might catch a charge.
Now here what it
It
is,
might
right?
happen.
Um, Blonde Bomb Shelly says this: expose these nuts. That's what it
Exactly.
is. Exactly,
Bam.
and I agree 100% because she's out like sports stuff. Well, yeah, you know what I mean. You can do it if you guys get sports. You're like, you know what? Expose that. You're negative. Hold that. I ain't playing that game.
I'm
That's
sick of it.
supposed to do
So
for me.
that is what we're putting into the Phantom Zone this week. We are getting rid of excuses for 2021. And find somebody that's going to hold you accountable for it too. Moles is somebody that he'll get on me and be like, Sean, you were supposed to do this, supposed to do that. Sometimes I'll get on Moles. You know what I mean? Even in certain seconds, I'm like, yo, we were supposed to do this. We got to keep each other sharp. You know what I mean? And it's all
Correct.
done for love. You know what I mean? And it's done so that we can all come up together. You know what I mean?
Correct.
I want to see
Exactly.
Moles prosper. Even Tracy, even though Tracy, there's not a category for the best CGI locks. He's in the running for, I think, visual artist of the year. You know what I mean? I want Tracy to come on top. I mean, there's a lot of good contenders in there, so the best man wins. I like all y'all. But I don't have any hate for anybody that's out here doing their stuff. Keep doing you.
Correct.
I want y'all all to succeed. There is enough money out here for all of us. All right. So let me get off of that, man. You know what I mean? I don't want to think I get too preachy, Moors. You know what I mean? I just
Nah,
feel
I ain't getting too
passionate about this
preachy.
shit.
Could I just say one thing too, Sean?
Talk to me, man.
Well, we still in the Phantom Zone for a bit. I'm gonna
Yeah.
throw Wonder Woman 1984 into the Phantom Zone 2.
Hold on, fam. We did chill. I got you. We coming back to that. We gonna hold off on that. You hold off on that. No. So, what you gonna do more is real quick. I want to bring some of the people in here. Um, I'm gonna. I don't know if they're still here. We are way over time. Thank y'all for rocking up with us. This is supposed to be a 2-hour show, but I knew we was gonna have a lot to talk about today. Seth, Fabian, Troy, Antonio, if y'all are in the building, give me a thumbs up so I can bring y'all in. We're going to close out. We're going to do y'all segments. This is just a taste of the things that we're going to be having coming up during the month. And then we're going to come back on with Moles. And then we are going to get out of here, y'all, so you can enjoy your night. Um, let me see. Where's my boy at? Where's my boy at? Moles, you ain't here? I'm not Moles.
I'll be yo.
Antonio, you ain't here?
Yeah.
Seth, you ain't
You
here?
know what? Let me just, let me
Yo,
just get,
my
let me
boy
just get.
Antonio. Yeah, you do that.
Yeah,
Antonio, you
yeah,
coming up
yeah,
next. You coming with
yeah.
me.
Cause swear to God, that shit was trash.
All right, bro. We'll see you in a sec. All right, man. We go in. We go here with my boy. We gonna bring my boy Antonio on, aka the Hungry. Where is he? Ah, there we go. All right, boom, boom. All right, we sending the request right here. So this is a segment that I'm calling Lit Pick with my boy Ad. Yes. What's going on, sir?
What's going on, sir? What's going on? What's going on?
Man, I apologize for the wait. Happy New Year. Thank you for hanging in there.
Yes.
So we didn't really get to speak, but I came up with a name for your segment, right?
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
I'm, I'm
Run it. Run
thinking
it.
I'm thinking of calling it Lit Pick. Let it marinate, right? LIT pick. See, because it's literary, literature, and then it's lit. Like the kids say, is lit, so it's lit pick. We'll come back to that. So basically, this segment with Antonio, this is going to be Antonio's going to come every week, and he's going to give us his pick of the week of best comic book, or a comic book that he thinks should get more attention. Take it away, Antonio. What you got for us, fam?
Okay. First thing I got for you, I'm only gonna give you two. See what you like. See what the flavor is.
Right? Okay.
Test the waters.
Okay.
See what's
Okay.
hot. First
Uh-huh.
thing I'm gonna give you right now is Living Heroes.
Living
Okay.
Heroes.
So you take Living Single. The great sitcom that we had during the 90s, 2000s,
Mm-hmm.
and put in Marvel heroes. You have Storm. You have Misty Knight. You have Wilson, Jen Walters, She-Hulk. You have them in that setting. So it's like a sitcom, but with the characters. Incredibly funny. It had me just laughing in tears. I honestly did it. I really needed that during the holidays. It was just a great thing to read.
Mm-hmm.
Loved it. I was part of a Kickstarter. Nope, that didn't even show up because it's on a tablet. So, but it was just very funny. It comes from Stephanie. Let me bring the names up real quick. Stephanie Williams, O'Neill Jones, and Christina Pogue.
Okay.
Outstanding stuff. Really loved it. Yes.
Oh, I'm listening. No,
Oh, I'm sorry. Look, this is your barbecue. I'm just trying to get a plate. That's all.
But you bring that extra special dish that everybody wants. It's like, oh, he's here? Give me.
I'm going to bring the paper plates because we all need paper plates. That's what I'm doing. Comic was just really funny, great. It has everyone in it from Namor's in it, like guest starring, Black Panther's in it, Sam Wilson. Just a really fun thing and just imaginative to take these characters who have been around for so long and to put them in a sitcom situation. And there was like more character development in just this one issue than there have been in a lot of story arcs in general.
Wow.
Great stuff, loved it. There's a part where they're sitting down for Thanksgiving dinner and Jessica Jones brings potato salad with raisins in it. I wasn't expecting that scene, but I loved it. I was like, all right, cool. And there's also a part where like Black Panther's talking too much. Like he's invited over for the dinner, but he acts like it's his dinner. Be like, I thank you all for coming. And they're like, wait, but aren't you a guest? Like, how are you just gonna take over the dinner? So check that out. Honestly, it was just really fun. Another one that came out. It's only 2 issues in. The second issue came out actually this past week. It's called I Walk with Monsters. Basically,
I heard about that one.
Girl. Yes, this one is pulled from Vault Comics, which is a company that I'm really starting to get into, digging into. You have a little girl named JC, and she has a friend named David, and they go around and they hunt, like, child killers, kidnappers, sexual predators, like things like that, like anybody who's like looking at people who are as victims and such, like anyone who preys on the quote unquote weaker. But the thing about it is that David actually turns into a monster and eats them. Within the first 3 pages of the first issue, I was hooked in it. The way they had it written was just amazing. The more comics I read, the more I study them and I look at storytelling and world building and such like that, because I really want to just get into it and I start following people who tell me great stories.
Right.
The biggest thing about a comic is tell me a story. Tell me a story, whether I'm going to laugh, cry, get angry, what have you. Just tell me a story, make me feel something for these people, for these characters that you've created. Like I said, this comes out of Vault Comics. This is written by Paul Cornell, colored by Deirdre Kelly, excuse me, and art by Sally Cantorino. Hope I didn't butcher anyone's name. I apologize if I do, obviously. Only 2 issues in, like I said. Great stuff. And it's her trying to find out who took her brother when they were kids.
Wow.
And you don't know if the brother's alive or dead. So there's a mystery vibe to it. As reading it, I could picture it being shot and made in a series similar to how Hannibal was.
Okay.
Like that same type of horror feel.
Yeah.
Like that. So those are 2 comics I think definitely got to go and check them out. I could show you piles and lists and such like that, but y'all ain't got time for that because y'all got lives and y'all got to go to the bathroom eventually and you got to, eat your Beyond Meat and such like that and get your Just Eggs.
I feel like you coming at Beyond Burgers for a second, fam. I feel like you coming at Beyond Meat.
Brother, I just had one about an hour ago.
I was about to say, you better tell the people, you better talk to the fam. Beyond Meat is the truth. I wish I want to get them as a sponsor for Xion. Anyway.
Brother, I didn't know because I'm trying to go meatless for January. Just to see how it feels.
Right.
So I got the Beyond Meat burgers. I got the Beyond sausage. I got the Gardein fish fillets, like fishless fillets. I got the Just Egg.
I like the Just Eggs. Just Eggs surprised me. The Just Eggs surprised me.
I got an attitude now because the food was good. I'm mad. I'm mad at life.
Yo, can you please enlighten some of these people? Like, for instance, my boy in here, AK Lovelace. We had a big discussion about that. He's a meat lover. All right. I don't think he knows there's other things on the planet. He's one of those guys. And I say, yo, fam, you gotta try Beyond Burgers. And he said he asked me one question that had me done. He said, why? I was like, I don't know what to tell you, fam. He said, for what? Why? But
Like, I'm not mad at that answer. I mean, I guess, or that question. Look, I still love meat. I still, but I just wanted to feel something different, like see
right,
what was going on the other side, because I love food in general. You know what I mean? So if
right,
it's good, I'm gonna get down with it. But let me tell you something. It was not what I expected at all.
yeah.
It surpassed figured it was going to be. So I thought I was going to be struggling this month. Now I'm like, damn, I'm full. I'm feeling all right. You know, I'm like, I'm ready to go run a marathon. I'm about to go do like some twister or something like that. I don't know. But
That's
the
what's
food
up.
is good.
That's what's up, man.
It's good.
But Antonio, tell the people, where they can find you, what you got going on.
Oh, you can find me on The Hungry Bleak. That is Bleak spelled Bleek. You can find me on, I'll always post up stuff about comics, stuff like that. I always try to tag the individuals that are part of it as well, that are part of the creative team, because I love giving people credit for the work that they are doing, honestly. Also have a podcast going, Fandom Initiative. We're on a break right now for holidays and stuff like that. We'll be back in February, but we are on wherever you get podcasts, Spotify, Apple, Google. We're also on YouTube because we do a live show as well on video. So you can check me there. And also my partner, Michael Williams, also part of it as well. We have a good time. We talk about pop culture, anything from gaming, anime, comics, movies. We get in depth. We talk about cons and such as well. That's pretty much what we got going on from there, sir.
That's what's up, man. Antonio, thank you so much. Appreciate you. I definitely will be looking out for those. And this is a service to me. This is a little selfish because I don't get to go to the comic book stores like I used to and follow everything. So I definitely, with your knowledge, I want you to come on here and bless the people with what can we get. So thank you for that, man. And we'll see you next week then with some more picks.
Yes, you will. Thank you very much.
All right, brother. Be good, man. Lick pick out. Just,
yes.
Lip pick, just marinate on that. All right, bro. Peace.
I'm gonna let it juices and flow.
Think of it as like a Beyond Burger. Just ingest it slowly. There we go. Now you're happy again. I love it.
Yes.
All right, bro. Be good, man. Peace.
All right, man. Peace.
All right. So, that was one of our new segments. Lick pick. Y'all feeling that name? I feel personally proud of that. Antonio's going to be coming back every week and blessing us with new comic books or just updates on books that he may have recommended. So we're going to give y'all a sample of our next new segment. After this, they're going to be coming back every month. Who else we got in the building? Who I want to go with? I want to go with let's go with Seth. Seth, you in the building? Where you at, Seth? Seth, where you at? Fabian, if you're still here, I appreciate you hanging on. Troy, if you're still here, I appreciate you hanging on. We ran a little bit late. Shout out to Moles being that executive producer, putting the Hungry Bleak up in there. Seth, where you at? Who else is in the building? All right, let me see. Let me send this out. Seth. Boom. All right, sending the request to Seth. Now, Seth is going to be coming on with our segment called In Other News, right? Hopefully he heeds the call. Hopefully he sees the X, the Xion signal in the sky. Okay. Oh, Mike Evangelist, I see you. I see Fabian. What's up, brother? What's going on, Seth?
Sean Ali, you son of a bitch.
Damn.
I mean.
Okay. Thanks for joining us. So we got your segment in other news where you're going to bless us with some news from the pop culture realm. What you got?
Well, in other news, WW84 has been released for a week or so.
Right.
And so the reviews have been nothing but wonderful, to say the least. You know what I mean? I will say the word it's woeful. That comes to mind.
Okay.
The movie would be better if it was done in 1969. At least with a 69, you got sucking enjoyment. You get what I'm saying? 69. Bow chicken, wow, wow.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I get what you
Yeah,
get what you mean.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What
Well,
else?
in other news,
Uh-huh.
The Flash due for an April 2021 production start.
Okay, the
Right?
Flash
Which is
movie?
the
Okay.
director of it will be at the helm.
Okay.
Right?
Uh-huh.
You want to hear a joke?
Sure.
This is a
Okay.
Why is the Flash always going back to his herb garden?
Why is the Flash always going back to his herb garden? I don't know.
Because he's always running with time. Time? Get it? You don't cook, so you don't get it.
I just don't like the joke. I just
Mm. Mm.
What else you got?
Well, in other news, Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton will be reprising their roles as Batman, or better yet, the Batman in the Flash movie.
Okay.
Right?
All right. Uh-huh.
In further news, George Clooney's nipples are holding up for a better deal. Sources say he's milking it for all it's worth.
Oh God.
Right.
Did you just make a nipple joke and then say they're milking it for all it's worth?
Milking it for all it's worth.
Okay.
Let the good times roll.
I get okay.
All right.
I
Just
think
had to put the
this is
visual
going
in
to be a
there.
huge mistake. No, the hands aren't necessary. The hands, no. Okay.
Anyway, in other news,
Uh-huh.
Spider-Man is getting a new costume in 2021.
Okay.
What number that is now? What number that is now? Like 85? 86?
There's a lot of costumes.
Why does he just get a gun to deal with these villains when they come? Like, invest the gun, fam.
I don't
Is
think
it old enough?
that's Spider-Man. His MO. I don't think he should be getting a gun.
Oh, right. That's your fault. Anyway, shut up. In other news, in 2021, there'll be a big change to the Batman storyline. It seems that Bruce Wayne is going to be, wait for it, it's going to be poor. Dun dun dun.
Uh-huh. Poor?
I should do that done before the poor, or should do it anyway.
Uh-huh.
He's not going to be a billionaire anymore. He's going to be a lowly millionaire. Right? He's going to be poor.
A lowly millionaire.
Listen,
Uh-huh.
lowly millionaire. Listen, being rich was his main superpower. Right? We got that, right?
Yeah.
But luckily, he has another superpower.
What's that?
You know what's that? Being white. I said it.
Wow.
He's going to be still going to be functional, so he's
I'm
going to be all right.
I'm not condoning that. I'm not.
All
I'm not part of that.
Condole it. Shut up.
About the
Other news.
Uh-huh.
I got you in line because you can't get out of line something. Other news. If any of you ain't get the gifts this year, blame it on Tony Stark. Wait. What you might ask? Wait.
I'm curious. I don't celebrate, but
yeah, that's where it's a Grinch. And it had a crossover between Dr. Doom and Iron Man in the comments, and Iron Man had to put his hands on the old say, Nick, you had to soften you up a little bit. But you know, Regan when a rich white alcoholic man in a race who was always getting in trouble. And so it's Iron Man.
I see what you did there. I get it. I see what you did there. That's nice. That's nice.
And lastly,
okay.
Netflix has signed a deal to distribute Pornhub videos in 2025.
What?
They're going to call the category. Listen, you listening? They're going to call the category Flip This.
Wait. You said You said Netflix is signing a deal to distribute Pornhub?
Pornhub videos in 2025.
I don't think that's real.
Going to call Xion Sign with it.
What? Oh, yeah. So sorry for sorry for the little bit of technical issues just now, but that was Seth Dulcie with In Other News, a weekly segment that we're going to be bringing. Tell us if you like these segments, what you want to keep. If we're here for you. Seth is the head of the CAT group, Comics Appreciation Team on Facebook. So go check them out. They do a lot of comic book related stuff as well. So thank you, Seth, for coming on. Wow. So speaking of Batman, that Seth dropped some news in there for us. Let's go with Troy. You know what? No, let's go with Fabian. Fabian. Let's go. Fabian, you ready? We're going to bring Fabian on. His segment is going to be called Cross Hatch. All right, Fabian, boom. Fabian, where are you? All right, boom. Just sent the invite to Fabian. So and then after Fabian, our next segment, we got Troy coming up. Yo, Fabian.
Hey.
What's up, man? This is Fabian Wood, y'all. Fabian is he's going to be doing our segment called Cross Hatch. Cross Hatch is the concept of bringing two separate concepts together from pop culture. It could be comic books, it could be movies, whatever. So we're going to bring it together and kind of like Amalgam did the classic Marvel and DC crossover. So Fabian, you have one that we did last year on the show, last season, last year.
Yeah, the preview.
Yeah, but so this is a little preview. I know that you're gonna give it to us again, and then we'll be coming back monthly with the crosshatch section. So take it away.
All right. So the first story I would like to go with is what if Peter Parker had Batman's origin?
I like
we'll
it.
go. So how we came up with the idea basically is so there's this nerdy super genius, and he's a college freshman, Peter Parker, who is a brooding, sullen introvert, almost a non-existent circle of friends. So he's all by himself. He suffers from severe arachnophobia after he almost died from an allergic reaction to a spider bite when he was a kid. So by his parents, again, borrowing from the Batman mythos, his parents die in a mugging. Since it's random mugging. But the thing is that he finds out that he is the heir to a substantial trust fund that he wasn't previously aware of. So now, driven to avenge his parents, Peter uses his peerless intelligence to track down the killer and confront him. But the thing is that when he does so, a spider intervenes in the scuffle, and he becomes petrified with fear, and the guy gets away. So now, taking control of the paralyzing fear that has haunted him, he hopes to instill that same fear into the criminal element. So he tailors a suit to emulate the abilities and attributes of spiders.
I remember this.
So he uses his incredible genius, technological ingenuity, along with the new considerable wealth that he inherited, to create a cutting-edge, adaptive nanotech costume to fight crime. So in this sleek but intimidating costume, which also enhances his physical attributes, strength, reflexes, and so forth. It also enhances his senses to a full 360-degree sphere of awareness.
I see what you did there.
So then so he takes to the streets, to find the guy again, and this time he's successful in bringing the criminal to justice, but he doesn't feel any closure by avenging his parents in that way. So he now takes it upon himself to fight crime and defend people. So he goes on the hunt at night for the criminal element as the fearful and terrifying webbed crusader, the fearsome Spider-Man. Now he's also assisted by his trusty Uncle Ben, who may have ulterior motives for enabling Peter's crusade. Now the first idea that I have for like a villain to bring up, if I was to do like a pitch, would be, Spider-Man, you have Green Goblin. So my interpretation of that would be like his first nemesis would be a narcissistic sociopath billionaire, Harry Osborn, who also happens to be the son of a megacorp communication tycoon and magnate Norman Osborn.
Okay.
No, so basically he's a spoiled, super rich millennial with too much time on his hands, too much time and money on his hands. So he makes a living on the dark web. So he uses his genius to like manipulate. He's like a power information broker on the dark web. He goes by the tag Green Goblin. So that's how he amasses wealth and influence and power on an international scale. So through means, he and Peter clash, but because both of these characters are so intelligent, they kind of figure out who each other are. So then it becomes like this deadly game of cat and mouse between Norman and Peter for like the soul of New York.
Okay. So would they be in this amalgam, in this crosshatch, so to speak? We got Spider-Man, Peter Parker mixed with Batman's origin with the killing of the parents, and then
the fear. How Batman was inspired by his fear of bats,
right?
You know, interpreting that for Spider-Man, a fear of spiders, and him overcoming it. Yeah,
right.
Like Batman Begins.
So but you're introducing Green Goblin. Would you have any Batman villains kind of crosshatch with Spider-Man villains, or how would that work?
Well, the idea for Green Goblin was to have like a more like Lex Luthor / Green Goblin. Same how he makes Batman's origin with Spider-Man, but calls him Spider-Man. It'd be more like the Lex Luthor template paste onto Green Goblin.
I see what you did there, Fitman. You're pretty smart. I don't know if you hear this a lot, brother. That's pretty good. So thank you. I mean, I know that we did this, like I said, last year. I have forgot some of the stuff. I don't know if some of the people remember that one that we did, or if you guys are hearing it for the first time. You know, what y'all think? You know, crosshatch, mixing these two. I think it could work. Spider-Man mixed with Batman's origin. I would read that. I think that would be a good pitch. The whole Green Goblin, Lex Luthor, crosshatch. I'm feeling that too. Yeah. All right. I like it. I don't know, how y'all feel.
And if everyone, like I said, might do a sequel, like Spider-Man 2, but not Spider-Man 3. We're not gonna like cram it full of like villains and make it terrible. And yeah.
You know who I want to see? This is just my personal request, right? If you do a sequel, I want to see something with like Catwoman, Black Cat.
I think that's too on the nose. Black Woman, Black. I mean, for crying out loud, Black Cat was basically an answer to is basically Peter Parker's Catwoman. I mean, if you look at their origins, they're both thieves, they're both cat themed, they're both like they're teasers. They tease their antagonists, Batman and Spider-Man respectively. I think it'd be too easy. I might do something. I might do something with that. Maybe like a Harley Quinn cross with Black Cat, something nutty like that.
I would draw that. Oh, wait. Kenan said Joker mixed with Kraven. Oh, Kraven the Hunter mixed with Joker. I like that. I feel it.
But that's the funny thing too. If you were to conceptualize Joker cross with Kraven the Hunter, you'll actually get Creeper. The character Creeper.
Though. But that's true. But how come I hear Creeper? That's funny.
But you think a Creeper is like if Joker and Kraven were like to be amalgamated, you would have that.
But here's the thing. This is exactly how something can go down a wrong path, right? I think they did it in a cheesy way. I would love to see like a hard, vicious version of Joker mixed with Kraven. I would love to see it done right.
Well, you might see that next month then. See what challenges.
You see that? You see how Fabian out here fulfilling dreams for y'all? Just like that. Make it happen, Fabian. All right? So we'll see. Yo, but all right, so Fabian, thank you. I know I had you waiting forever, man. I'm so sorry. Tell the people where they can find you, what you got going on.
Well, don't really have that much in terms of like social media and so forth, but I do have like some articles. If you go to like blacksci-fi.com, that's blacksci-fi.com, you can see a lot of my articles there. I do reviews for comics, TV shows, and anything basically related to African American Nubian representation and so forth. So if you like Black Panther, not Black Panther, Black Lightning, I do reviews of that TV show. I've done reviews of the other history of the DC universe. I looked at Black Superman in DC Comics, Black Batman in DC Comics, Black representation in video games in the past. I'm happy to say that it has improved somewhat in recent times, but it could still improve. It could still get better. I stuff like that there, so you can check it out. Again, it's blacksci-fi.com. You can look up the stuff I do there.
All right, and I know Moz is in the chat. He's going to post a link to Black Sci-Fi. Shout out to the folks at Black Sci-Fi. Fabian, thank you so much, man. Fabian will be back every Sunday, probably the first Sunday of every month, with new cross hashes. So be on the lookout for that. I'll see you later on, Fabian, man.
Good night, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, brother. I forgot. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Later, buddy. Peace.
Later.
All right, so that was another segment that we're going to introduce once a month. No, this is the first episode of the second season, so we want to jam pack it. We want to come at y'all strong, as my boy Karan just said. But next month is we're going to alternate. So we're only going to do it. Each person is going to get one segment per week, right? And except for Antonio. Antonio is going to be back every week because, there's tons of comments dropping. And then Seth is going to be back every week. But the next segment, the last segment that we're going to do as far as the new stuff is that we're going to bring my boy Caster Troy on. All right, where are you? Sorry about that. I keep hitting this damn button. So, Troy, where you at? Microevangelist, come on in, bro. Let me see. Micro. All right, I see you there. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Yes, sir. Hey, Troy. Troy?
Batman's a meta-human and he's lying to people about it.
What?
Yeah, let me explain. Okay.
Batman
puts himself under an immeasurable amount of stress, right?
Right.
Every day he's out there fighting crime, doing his good thing, right? He gets exposed to terrible trauma, like mental and physical trauma, right?
Right.
Now, we all know Batman has deep pockets.
Right. Although he's going to become a millionaire, not a billionaire anymore.
But he still has the money to give himself the best treatment he can find. Well, as long as whenever his obsession allows for it.
Right.
But the thing is, he gets beaten up so badly that even for the amount of money that he pours into taking care of himself and the hookups he has from Superman's technology, Wonder Woman, Themyscira, it's still not enough. It's not enough. No normal human being could survive that, all right? There's a 1983 story called The Autobiography of Bruce Wayne. It's from The Brave and the Bold in Batman number 197. Catwoman's hanging out with Batman and she takes a look at his body and he's littered with scars. Littered with scars. And for a woman as tough as Catwoman, she's just taken aback. She's like, oh my God.
Right.
Oh my God. And he's just 15 years of fighting. This is what happened to a person. You have any favorite injuries? You ever thought any injuries that Batman's gone through?
I know that he goes through more than the average human being would ever go through.
Now I've got 3, and none of them involve Nightfall and the breaking of his back. Because you think I'm going to bring that up? No.
Okay.
Now, in 1988's Batman, we had the cult of Deacon Blackfire and his minions. They trap Batman in a room, beat and brainwash this man for days. Days. Until Robin's able to save him. And when Robin saves him, all Batman's doing is repeating, welcome to hell. Welcome to hell. Welcome to hell. But yeah, in a few weeks, he's back up and he's fighting crime.
Okay. Okay.
In Batman number 45, a group called the Devil Pigs, they stab Batman like a pincushion. I wish we could put graphics in here so I could show you the panel. The only thing that saves him is Jim Gordon.
Okay.
But yeah, after that, I'm not talking about 1 or 2 or 3 stab wounds. This man is stabbed by a group, like a mob of guys with little horns surgically implanted in their head, like a pincushion. He survives that.
Yeah.
Now, we all know the Court of the Owls, right?
Right.
He got tortured there. And Batman Hush. Batman was doing his grapple thing, swinging through the city. Hush cuts his line. He falls several feet, several floors. Fractures his skull. Right? He fractures his noggin. After he falls to the ground, a group of people beat the crap out of him. Huntress saves him. Hush puts him through brain surgery. He survives that. And in a few weeks, somehow, he's back. He's back up to fight again. Why is he still standing? The human body has limits, Sean.
Okay, all right. But does that necessarily mean he's metahuman? Because isn't his costume supposed to be padded and they don't really show it?
No. Don't get me into armor. That's a completely separate segment. I've got my notes on that in the back. Don't get me into armor.
Okay.
The limits of what his suit can do and take do not match up. Not only to the injuries he takes, but the amount of injuries he sustains over time. Okay. Armor can only go so far. I know we only got a little amount of time. I won't get into the intricacies of how his armor works, what it's made of, and what it can take. But trust me, I've studied that too. No.
Okay.
Not even the reinforced graphite of his cowl. No. No.
Okay. So
you can't take that. So look, the human brain can only take so much trauma, and at the end, even if you pad your brain, that bouncing around like that from trauma all the time, that can cause swelling, it can cause brain damage, it can cause memory loss, it can cause a loss of coordination. No.
So
now, speaking of the mind, go on. Speaking of his mind, right? We all know that what makes Batman isn't just his money, it's his brain.
All right.
Batman remembers all of his skills with near machine-like precision, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what Batman can do. He's a master combatant.
Right.
He's had about 2 main masters and has mastered 127 fighting styles. He defeated Edmund Dorrance. That's King Snake. That's Bane's dad, the guy that trained Bane.
Okay.
He beat him in a pitch black room. Batman's a master intimidator. He's a weapon specialist, a marksman, a master of stealth. He's multilingual. He's a polymathematician. He's a master of disguise. He has skills in magic. Yeah, Batman knows a little about magic. A lot of people don't know that, but yeah,
did not know
he
that.
Does.
Okay.
He's a tactician. Dr. Hurt, an evil mastermind, disguised himself as Bruce's psychiatrist, hypnotically put suggestions inside Bruce's mind. Came back, let's see, how long ago was that? Years later, he came back deciding that he's going to break Bruce. He breaks Bruce's mind. He buries him alive. Bruce has a fractured psyche. He's buried alive. He breaks himself out of that coffin with his bare hands. He pulls his psyche together. You want to know why? Because Bruce expected it to happen. So Bruce put other hypnotic safeguards, psychic safeguards inside his head to protect himself. Bruce pulled his psyche back together while buried alive by himself.
Let me ask you this.
He went on to
Let me ask you this. What if he just has photographic memory?
No. You see the book? No. Okay. I've got a degree in this.
Okay.
I've got a bachelor's in psychology.
Okay.
The human brain doesn't work like that.
So what would, if you're claiming that Batman is a latent metahuman, what are you saying that his abilities would be?
Batman has to have some level of a healing factor.
Healing factor, okay.
He definitely has to have some level of a healing factor.
Okay.
He's hiding the fact that he's not invulnerable,
Right.
but he has Spider-Man level resilience. And we all know Spider-Man gets beat around like a cockroach.
Right. It's true. Uh-huh.
Yeah, Spider-Man gets beaten around like a cockroach. You don't take damage the way Batman's taking damage. The human body, it depreciates as it heals.
Okay. So
You don't know, we're not Wolverine, man. We're not Wolverine. We don't come back just as good as you were every time we get hurt and we get older.
Okay. So I saw Kanan say that no, apparently he has some kind of metal, I guess, going through him.
He's meta now. He's meta now.
So you might be onto something. So I did not know
I'm
that.
gonna look into that.
I didn't know
No,
that's
I'm
what
gonna
they
look
did.
into that.
Okay. Dark Knight spell. See, I thought that was just a storyline they did and then they got rid of it. I can't keep up with DC. I thought he was back to being regular.
My favorite Batman's when he ended up in the in Metatron's chair, but completely separate thing once again.
Somebody said,
I mean,
Jason,
this is just some of it.
Jason said a low level reality warping. That would be sick. Okay.
I would love that.
I
would love that.
So to wrap us up, and once again, I apologize, Troy. I know I was supposed to bring you on earlier. So in conclusion, then you are standing by your theory, and it seems to be supported that Batman is a latent metahuman. Or sorry, he's a metahuman.
It was just discussing it with my friend. Like I'm telling you, yeah. Yeah.
He seems
yeah, I was just discussing it with my friend. Yeah.
He looks a little tired.
He is.
So
yeah. We've been waiting. We've been waiting. Yeah.
Okay.
We've been waiting.
I apologize.
I mean, I was figuring he could take the next segment.
Yeah. My apologies. We're going to get the time. We're going to be on point next week. So I see you got some support. People are supporting the theory. So y'all guys agree with Troy that he's some kind of late metahuman that's been fighting. Metahuman that's fighting his abilities. Which, you know what? If he was a metahuman, I agree that he would hide it. Batman being Batman, he would hide it. So
or maybe he's using magic. Maybe he's using magic.
I don't know. I don't like that one. I don't like that theory. I don't like the magic theory. I don't see Batman using magic. But this is my only thing I would say with Batman. If this is what he's doing, his villains definitely got to step up the game then. That's why I don't like seeing Batman doing all these things, being this guy and then fighting the ventriloquist. You know what I mean? Fighting the Penguin. Like, stop it. But anyway, Bat said drugs. Yo, so to wrap us up, Troy, tell us where we can find you, what you got coming up. What's next?
For right now, you can find me here. There are a lot of projects in the pipeline, but it's nothing I'm willing to talk about yet. And as stuff progresses, I'll create some pages, I'll create some Facebook, some social media links for you guys to link out to me. But for right now, just remember this, right? The truth is out there. Make sure you know yours.
Well, we'll see you next month with another theory of Let Me Explain. Thanks for hanging with us, Troy. I'll see you later. See you later, buddy. All right, so that was Troy Skeet with his segment, Let Me Explain. Every month he's going to come back with a new theory, and you guys let us know if you agree with it, if he's completely crazy. I think I would want, that's one of my issues with DC. I don't think they have enough metahumans, actually. They got a lot of, we call them like those Minutemen type characters, like those, fisticuff type guys. In the world of Superman and Wonder Man and Wonder Woman and stuff like that, I think they need more people with powers. But we are about to wrap it up, people. We've been on now for a minute. This has been a hell of a season opener. Next week we are going to be back to our regular times of, we're just going to keep it at 2 hours. I'm going to bring my boy Mose back in, and we're gonna wrap it up and get out of here. I'm hungry. I think I might get a Beyond Burger tonight. Mose, what's up, brother?
I am good. Yeah. So to everyone who had a segment, thank you so much for sharing. The Fabian Wood, thank you. Troy, thank you. Antonio and Seth, I am looking forward for next week's segment where you have, especially Steps. I didn't know he was gonna be that comical. I really didn't think he was gonna be that hilarious, but it was
It
funny
was
as hell.
yeah.
So, especially for you, like yeah, at least I know somebody actually trolling besides me and Tracy. But yeah, that's great.
I'm glad that you get some joy out of my at my expense. I see how it is. Uh, we supposed to be starting a whole new year on a new page, fam. We can't let these
We
people
have
divide us. We supposed to be here. Come on.
all right,
Anyway,
all right, all right,
anyway,
all right,
so
all right.
to bring all full circle, we started off the discussion with the topic being what is find your purpose. I'm going to leave you all with these last two things. Um, Ask yourself what it is that makes you happy, and ask yourself your. This is something that when I teach my art class, I teach a class on how to create characters, and one of the things I ask my students to ask of themselves is, what is your character's motivation? Um, Ask yourself that. What is your motivation? Why are you doing the things that you're doing? Um, is it money? Is it for this, is it for the sake of, pleasing your parents or pleasing somebody else or your girl or something? Is it for you?
Right,
You know what I mean? And whatever your motivation is, stay true to that though. That's the thing, but I always suggest do it for the love, do it from your heart. And oh, actually, one last thing. I think this is very important to let people know. Your purpose could change. What you start off thinking is your purpose doesn't have to stay the same for years and years and years. Next year, if you
right,
say, yo, you know what, I realize that my purpose is this, no, that's fine. Stop. I think we have in society, we have so much pressure on ourselves and we allow people to put pressure on us of we're supposed to be this way and that's it. And if we deviate from it, then something's wrong with you. I have a
right,
saying, I tell people, I believe what I believe till I don't believe it, and which is exactly what it is. I believe something, and if you present me enough evidence, like in Troy's "Let Me Explain" segment, if you present enough evidence to me of something, I feel like I have no choice but to change my mind, and now I believe something different, and
correct.
that doesn't make me um, a bad person wrong for that, for changing my mind. So I want you guys all to think about your purpose, and if it changes next year, be okay with that too. But going into 2021, find your purpose, find what makes you happy, do that. We about to get out of here, peoples. Moz, anything that you want to add on that topic before we wrap up?
Nah, I think you just summed it up nicely, though, honestly, because there's nothing else I could say about it. But you did say it eloquently as you did. So I'm gonna let you leave on that.
Beautiful, man. Thank you for being here with me, man. Happy New Year to all of y'all. Thank you for rocking with us. Shout out to our special guest Marcus Williams for coming on and give us this much needed boost into the year.
Yeah.
I want to remind y'all that we will be back next week. My phone is at 5%. I gotta wrap this up. So we're going to be back next week at 5 p.m. 6 p.m. Beijing time. Um, we are going to have a new show at the end of this month called "This Is the End" with the Horsemen, with Moses, who Moses is a part of. We're going to be showing y'all some. We're asking y'all to vote for Moles and Tracy and the other people who are part of Zion in the categories that they're going to be coming out with the Kainon People's Choice Awards.
Yes,
Shout
sir.
out to you, Moles, to Glenn, White Minister, Jason, behind the scenes. Thank you to our special correspondents, and thank you to the viewers. That's it, Moles. Anything else?
Well, as usual, I usually say be safe, be creative, be you.
There it is. Season 2, episode 1 of season 2 is in the can. We will see you next week, peoples. Peace.